Hello and welcome back to CrestVahllen D&D The Argent Flame. This will be episode 9, Gray Matters. Without further ado, let's recap the previous episode. As introductions are made to the Warforged Revik and the Tiefling Willow, Gizmo, aka Boots, becomes designated as a junior maker, and the presence of ironwood in the construction of both the Warforged and the diagnostic tool is noted. Willow reveals that she has been tasked with finding out more of the primordials, while Boots discovers a schematic for a non-functional knockoff arcane cannon programmed into a sheet of ironwood parchment. Revik's memory files appear to be corrupted or missing, causing him to have no information on the past or context of the present time period. As the band of 8 decide to continue traveling together, Argus and Willow share some information on the primordials, while Trisheni attempts to view Willow's book, of which the text only the Tiefling can view. The Kenra is labeled as an interloper from a disembodied voice and forced away from the tome, but not before deciphering a few words, including nature, shaman, ritual, and element. Revik notices the half-elf wearing a captain's banner, and a tense moment ensues. The tension eventually dying down, however, as the gang bed down in the dome on the side of the Triway for the night. Continuing up the Triway, after awakening on the 7th of High Lock, the party come across what appears to be firelight, flickering from down a side tunnel, the smell of fresh-cooked wild boar in the air. Trisheni sends Shakar to investigate, finding an aged and hunched-over figure manicuring his mycelial lawn outside a ramshackle metal hut. The figure notices the company and invites the passers-by within his abode. Now, let's get back to the action. Welcome back to CrestVahllen. Hello and welcome back to CrestVahllen, the Argent Flame. Last we left off, the party had encountered, or at least Shakar had seen, some odd ramshackle metal hut near a campfire that had a boar near it. We'll just let you guys take it from there then, as some of that information is passed on to some of the other party members.
We're heading down there, right? Go at least say hi.
Okay.
Tap me on the shoulder once if you want me to get back out, or twice if you want me to stay in Shakar.
Tap you twice.
Okay, staying in Shakar. Please just, if you do decide to move, just, again, guide me. Thank you.
Point of order. Shakar rolled a 12 on his perception check.
Yes.
Okay, not great.
Yep.
Shakar, the way Shakar communicates with you is essentially telepathically, and the communication is, it's not remote communication as you just being watching TV of what he sees.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, he doesn't speak with you via speech. The idea and the understanding of it gets translated and put into your mind as information.
Right. It's more like I'm seeing through his eyes,
Right,
really.
just,
and
right, but
ears.
it's not speech. You don't hear speech. It's other things. You understand his senses. You hear what's going on in his senses, but the way it's translated to you is just via information. As long as you're aware with that, you can move forward. Gizmo, you said the rest of the group then is moving down.
Yeah.
Okay. Any
have-
objections? Or?
Tonk sort of like loop his arm through Trisheni's and lead her.
Thank you. Just kind of.
You have this metal butler gorilla kind of like moving you along. Okay, you guys head down the switchback tunnel, eventually emptying out into a much more open cavern. This kind of ramshackle metal hut leaning up against the cavern wall with the campfire crackling and the oh so sweet smell of roasted and glazed boar.
Hello, the house.
You hear creaking from the hut / the house as an ungreased door swings open, and a voice from within the shadows beckons you forward. Yes. Don't be strangers.
Not intruding, are we?
That's to be determined upon your behavior.
He's wheezy.
Mannerism-wise, is this
Yeah.
like Granny, or is this? Can't tell.
Does this make Cole uneasy with how he's saying things?
That's up to you.
Are his arms unusually long?
You don't see into the there's no person from what Shakar had seen there. The person had walked up the stairs into the hut, and the door now swings open, and that veil of darkness, and you're just being beckoned forward to the hut.
I'll
The situation warrants an elevation of threat assessment.
I love Revik so much.
this will be negotiation mode.
I agree with Revit.
I'm going to sniff the boar.
You sniff the door. Roll perception check at advantage because of your keen senses.
Well, I'm not a wolf at the moment.
Oh, all right.
Potentially hostile.
Because you like boar.
negotiation.
Trying to figure out if it's long pig or...
Right. What is this thing doing down here?
It is not long pig.
17.
17. It is a very, very fresh boar, hunted within the past couple hours, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
If I just pick a piece that's easily come off.
Yeah, you reach forward and you pull it, just very tender, it sloughs right off. Here,
Look at
you.
longer.
Usually guests ask before partaking in their
Are you
post
sure?
food.
I put it back.
Oh my!
Log.
How rude!
I mean, it smells good.
Helping yourself.
Shakar flipped down to my shoulder so I can see and again normally. And
I'll park Conk outside, and I'll skip up the stairs and go inside.
Really?
Zim! Wait! Zim!
wait, is this a?
I made friends with Granny Lonely, so I'm thinking I can make friends with this person too,
Alright, when neither son's. But
if that is what this is.
What if he doesn't like Granny Lonely?
let's perhaps.
We'll say hi. We'll be on our way.
You're already up the stairs though at this point, right?
Yeah.
You let me know when you're crossing the threshold.
Perhaps Argus, you should go up there with him because you guys are kind of your peoples are more commonplace on here, whereas the rest of us might be a little unsettling.
Sure. Sullenly, he'll follow after.
Are you going in there alone?
So
I'll sort of like lead the group.
yeah.
If nobody else is going to follow me, then yeah.
I'm going up behind you.
Then
I'm
yeah, I'll
like-
go in alone. I mean,
So
No.
it's Zemdak in front, then Argus, and then Willow, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel
cool.
like
Just double
Argus
check.
is he'd be like, all right, I'm ready for this.
he welcomed us as guests, so I'm going to treat that as the situation until it changes.
So I was kind of looking at Cole and Trishani and being like, are we? So we're.
Oh yeah, you were with us.
What's what?
I mean, I don't know. I am a little hesitant, but
One thing I learned in the college.
yeah.
Don't ever leave the people you're following behind. And Cole's gonna go inside.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Sofka's gonna follow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Follow.
Well, shall we?
One by one, you cross the
Yes.
threshold of darkness.
And the Rivik.
How big is this place?
I'm still holding the lamp.
It's like No more than 5-6 feet wide, kind of shanty lean-to, leaning up against the side of the cavern. So it only has like one. It's not a tiered roof where it's like an arrow. It's not like that. It's just one side that has one slant that makes the whole roof, and then it goes off to one side. So it looks like a tool shack that's just leaned up against a wall. That has a small little porch that's maybe big enough for like one chair, but there's no chair here, and about 5 steps that go up to this sheet metal, like think of those corrugated like construction metal shanty town kind of vibe. That's kind of what's going on here. And the door itself is made out of corrugated sheet metal, like attached to the hinges. It has not been greased, so it just makes that. Sweet.
Yeah, Revik is willing to go inside, but he does so carefully. He doesn't want to cram everyone in like sardines.
Sure. You walk up the stairs. A little bit of the weight, just because you're so heavy, a little bit of the metal that makes up the shack buckles and creaks, but it doesn't give as you walk up the stairs. One by one, by one, by one, you cross the threshold of darkness. As you enter, you see that it's bigger on the inside.
It's Dr. Who.
Sorry.
I'm going to get sued. The dimensions of which look very similar to the hut in which you were entered with Granny Lonely. But instead of dolls on the shelves, there are jars, specimen jars, filled with pieces of people's anatomy, 1/3 of which have what looks like gray matter or brains of different species. You walk further into the room, creaking now, rather than metal, the wood floors beneath you. You look out the door back behind you and you can see the fire with the boar on it. But if you did your calculations correct, you should be in stone right now. Like in a stone wall. You look around and you see in the far left side of the room there's some hunched over figure grabbing a jar and placing something in it and closing it, pushing it up the shelf and then closing some sort of roll top desk on top of it.
Hi, friend. How are you today?
It's good to hear the name friend from a stranger. But
You don't-
you do not know me, and I know not you.
Oh, we're just passing by. You don't by any chance know a Granny Lonely, do you?
The figure freezes for a moment. You see these long purple-like fingers kind of grasp the edge of a table that they're currently on and dig into it for a moment before they relax, and then lean on that hand to stand up and push themselves standing up. Now, where did you hear that name?
Folktales.
As they say that, they turn around, and beneath this hooded cloak figure you see 8 large, thick, girthy tendrils of tentacles come down from its face. Purple, glistening skin, eyes, squid-like form, long fingers with extra knuckles, standing upright. As it gazes at each and every one of you.
We were traveling down by the Fothed ruins, and we heard tales of her. We also have friends that are out in the Twin Isles. They heard of a Granny Friendly. We just...
Threat assessment adjusted to high.
That makes sense.
We thought, this situation looked a lot like the tales we heard. We're just curious.
That's possible. And you don't see a mouth. You don't, because these tentacles go over whatever mouth there might be, and you don't see any mouth moving, and you realize that this sound isn't coming from this individual, it's in your head.
DM,
Yeah.
because of my conversations with my sister, can I roll a history check
You
to
may.
see
You may.
Thank you. I just because we had plenty of.
Didn't look like that was great.
It's okay. Dirty 20.
Could very well be.
Guys, be careful. This might be. I think she called it a mind flayer.
You will find whispering in my presence in my home will prove futile.
I mean, I did do it via message, if that makes sense.
You have to speak out loud when you do cast message.
Yeah.
And this thing is telepathic. All of your minds feel like there are teeth on the edges of your cerebrum, just kind of like gnawing and chewing at your gray matter.
Cole's gonna think back at him. This is not how friends treat friends.
You just see the tentacles kind of curl up a little bit and then relax.
Apologies. An unavoidable circumstance of my predicament.
We are just travelers passing through. We saw your fighter. We are not looking to fight anybody right now.
Who mentioned fighting? Unless you intend to start something, you whippersnapper.
Is this all telepathic?
Yes.
Okay.
But
Do
you
we
can
all
see
hear
like the frothy
Aggression.
tentacles kind of like coil and roil when they get agitated.
We still all hear that particular
Absolutely.
message, right?
It is
Okay.
a mass telepathy.
Okay.
Oh,
Then why
we
are
don't
you-
hear
but
Cole's
you don't
side
hear
of it.
my side.
You
of
don't
it.
hear his side.
No.
No.
Okay.
Why are
No,
you sinking-
nobody's here to fight.
No.
Why are you sinking your teeth into our minds?
If I had vocal cords, I wouldn't. I miss them.
With Cole's dream, he is the last thing he's going to say before it dissipates. 'Cause it's been about a minute, I think. He's going to say, "Does the mongrel fled mean anything to you?"
You see like a quizzical look on.
Before you start asking questions, I believe you are in my home, guests of mine. What have you brought for me?
Do you need companions, or do you prefer being by yourself?
You've been speaking too often to my sister.
Oh no, I just was wondering, making sure I gave you the right gift.
I enjoy few things. Now,
As they gaze at their own hands.
How about this? I'll pull nitpick out of the.
Oh my god! Yes! You're re-gifting nitpick! Thank you! Yes!
But he's so useful.
So, someone please explain what it looks like to our
It is essentially quintessential, like, ceramic garden gnome. And every time he is animated, he pretty much just criticizes everything that we do. But
He
he
nitpicks
is
you.
a gifted lockpicker, locksmith.
Not
He's
as gifted as you would think. Jesus
he's a
Christ.
somewhat sentient magical
Yeah.
item kind of thing.
Here's the card to kind of describe the magical item if you want to read through it. But yeah, he's just like
He didn't open that vase so well. He didn't open that safe so well for us before.
He rolled like a 2. He rolled
Mechanically, I don't know that I need him anymore, so I'm going. Yes, I'm going to.
Cole doesn't like him anyway, so Cole's like, "Yeah,
I'm
get
gonna
the
re-gift
fuck rid of
him.
him."
There's really not anyone in the party who likes him.
What do you think?
Companion.
He's very chatty.
you see,
Don't help.
You can hear.
rather than with their hands, as they're like coiled over each other, several of the long tentacles attached to, and they're not like down to their chest. They go all the way down to their knees, these tentacles that come off of the form of their head. They kind of like come up and curl and wrap and coil around the nitpick and lift it from your hand before it's grabbed by a couple other, and the pointed red hat of the gnome just gets pushed under the hood of all these tentacles, and you hear like a sucking sound, like and it looks at it, and you just hear all of you speak. And the nitpick was like, "Whoa, you're really fucking ugly." And it grabs it, and you see it squeeze it, and like cracks start to form along its porcelain form. But like, hey, whoa, listen, no need to get physical. I'm okay. We're good. You're ugly. I'm ugly. We're all ugly here. It's just, it's a new gnomish thing. As you just hear this snarl come from this like hooded form of this creature. As they kind of slam it onto the table, and another crack forms, and it just kind of like walks like only a porcelain gnome would over to you, to the edge of the table, and it just kind of jumps. Pick me up, please pick me up. Pick him up.
Thank you for your time. We'll be leaving now.
You just leave?
Well, here's again. Sorry for that. Here's a couple of berries
The
to go
door
with that
shuts.
for.
I apologize. That was not a good gift.
Pick me up.
I'm looking at. Our
Yeah, I know.
our host.
Just no.
Is he like giving me any?
No. He just is kind of like glaring at each one of you.
Slide him a couple of. I put 2 good berries on the table. Might go well with the jam with the boar if you make it.
I also have something for your cupboard. I pull out my packet of 4 iridescent mushrooms.
He looks at the berries that are grabbed on the table as he pierces one with a long, sharp finger with the extra knuckle.
Are these humanoid like fingers?
Yeah, but they only have 4 fingers.
Okay.
And it pierces into the skin of this berry and gets closer and rubs against this glistening skin that it is one of the tentacles. Before it just flicks it onto the table.
No.
And you grab the mushrooms.
Pretty.
Scoops them up. Goes to the side of the wall where there's a counter full of a bunch of empty jars with unknown liquid of translucency in them. Opens one up. Puts the mushrooms in there. Closes the jar. Slides the jar back onto the shelf.
Can I offer you some more? Yes.
Does Cole recognize this creature from any of his stories or studies?
Roll a history check.
Great.
This is a hard one. You pick up Nitpick. Pick me up. Thank you. Nitpick now has 2 permanent cracks along his form.
Cool.
He'll live.
2.
2. No fucking clue. It's scary though. It's got tentacles on it. Is this your dad?
Again, that's why I asked if the mongrel fled meant anything to him.
You have it just kind of what? Thinks you're partially insane. The idea of coming through your head, you think about asking if he's your dad.
Well, I did ask him already if the mongrel fled meant anything to him.
Right, but that.
No, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
that's where my thought process went.
My first offering wasn't a great one. I'll be the first to admit it. He's annoying. I understand. Do you like spirits? The liquid kind.
Oh.
This form has cursed me with the inability to imbibe.
How long have you had this form?
I'm of absolutely no use here. I apologize.
You see it thinks for a moment as it grasps its head with its hand, its claws digging into the creases of its glistening form and cerebrum.
Too long.
I'll take out my giant rat skull that I've been holding on to.
Okay.
I have been saving this for a special occasion, but you look like maybe you need it more.
Reaches out with its 2 long fingernails, lightly picks it up, examines it, turns it over in its hands. Just kind of nods at you, and puts it on the shelf, pushes it slightly on the shelf, caresses its nose for a moment. Goodbye.
Boar?
Yes, of course.
They wave a hand, the door opens, and they wave another hand as pieces of the board just come floating into the hut and just plop down on the table before you.
Where did, we haven't seen any board along our travels. Where did this come from, if you don't mind me asking?
From here, from there, from everywhere in the space in between.
Fair enough. I'll take a piece and start eating.
Willow, your is going off.
Yeah, I'm like, what form were you before?
Roll a persuasion check, because that's quite some private information.
I just don't mean to. It just,
Pry.
yeah, she literally doesn't even know how to finish that sentence.
Yeah. What's the total?
Nat 1 total is 5.
5.
Yeah, she has no clue how to even.
What are you then?
I am an Order of the Hoof.
I've never heard of the species Order of the Hoof. But I know of the governmental body. Yes, you are. It's coming back to me now. Devilkin, yes. Boring. Interesting. Slightly interesting. Old hat. Rarer than you know.
I remember I look like Rowan Atkinson at the moment.
Liar.
Fair enough.
So wait, was he saying that Argus was interesting? Okay, just making sure I know which one you're talking about.
That Revik.
And rare.
Rare
Argus is the one he looks at last.
Spicy.
I shovel all the pork in my mouth. Well, that was delicious lunch. Thank you.
Does it taste like regular?
Tastes like honey glazed pork. Like really good pork. You notice that the individual is not imbibing at all.
Well, folks, time to go.
I'm gonna just save mine for later.
Yeah,
I'm not eating it
at
right
all.
now. Yeah, but I'll thank you. Just had something beforehand, but I really appreciate the nipples for later.
Of course, now let's get down to business. You came here for a reason, and I am here for a reason, so...
Yeah, we came here for lunch, and you provided it. Thank you.
That won't do.
That's all we need, though. It's totally cool. We don't need anything more.
We're
from
just
you.
passing
So
through.
you decide to eat and run as the door shuts.
I thought
Not very polite.
we traded. Thought we were guests.
You gave Ow. You gave offering as guests to do housewarming gifts. Yes, as I relocated, you must have heard. And now it is time for business.
Relocated.
Let's pretend that we didn't hear about that. Yeah. Where
We
did-
randomly stumbled across this place. We were walking down the tri-road.
You're here now.
You invited us.
Yes.
We came.
You saw the apple.
We ate lunch. It's time for us to be back on our way.
Thank you for the meal, though.
One does not disturb my peace without business.
But you invited us. We didn't disturb your peace.
What is your
Not
business?
speak riddles to me, young one.
It's what happened.
Willow, you asked.
What is your business?
I have many things. I know many things. Knowledge, favors, powers, information.
I don't really need any of that right now, but thank you.
We'll come back to you later
Adam's
for
so
that.
biased with these things. Adam himself is very afraid of hags in general.
as a normal person
Yeah.
should be, right? Like,
Cole's with
Argus and
boots.
Cole, because you both have very high passive perception, you notice that the hair that is stringy from the head is a wig being worn by this squid-like entity. And these old, tattered clothings in, like, two of their not used tentacles at the moment appear to be, like, whittling a small wooden toy. And, like, kind of, like, acting in the persona of, like, an old, crotchety grandpa.
It's a fake hag.
Is there something that you wish of us instead? I mean, maybe the business,
Is
was
there a way
flipped
we can
instead.
help you?
Favors.
What do you? What?
Hair, skin, limbs, senses.
I already gave up
See,
one of
I'm
those.
sorry.
I can't go.
I'm sorry. I already gave something away recently. I can't again. I'm sorry. There's like a 90-day wait period.
A
In between.
90-day wait period.
Oh, I'm just BSing in here.
Yeah. Oh, roll a deception check then.
Oh yeah.
I mean, but would Cole not know? You know,
Oh, so this is my session where I'm rolling like shit.
Yep.
it's all about the balance.
10.
10. You see it kind of like glower at you and glare as it floats over to your direction, invading your personal space as its long, good, like, we're talking like at least 5-foot tentacles start to loom up your body and wrap around your shoulders.
Thank you. I've already had this once recently. I'm gonna take a step back.
Okay, go ahead and roll an athletics check to take a step back.
Cole is a very live
You just hear in your
human,
mind,
by the way. So
To lie in the house of a host.
No, I helped. We cut out a piece of his liver.
I just figured I have to wait a while before I can do it. I just picked a number. I rolled a 6, by the way.
Yeah, you can't get away. You're just like, it's just like, you're not getting any traction as all this like goop is kind of like around you. It is just kind of like holding you, not quite in a hug, but just an embrace of, you know, when the dad of the girl you're dating kind of puts his hand on your shoulder, that kind of thing, and be like, bring her back by 11. It's that kind of feel.
How about
Is Cole having flashbacks
In exchange-
to his... Is Cole having flashbacks to when he was absorbed, when he got changed by the...
The only thing that this entity appears to have in common with such of a thing is the tentacle motif.
Right, which is why I was asking that
Yeah.
one, yeah.
as a parting gift, I will give you the body part of an extremely ancient, extremely powerful being. would that be an appropriate exchange?
Roll a persuasion check.
Why am I speaking? Tell me to shut up. 16.
16.
Tried that. You still keep
You see
talking.
the tentacles start to slough off of Cole's body as the attention cocks and turns to you.
Elaborate.
A tooth. From the largest being we have ever even heard of.
Elaborate.
Innate abilities to warp time and space itself.
It is an
You
ancient.
see the tentacles coil on themselves and quiver and shudder. Willow, you
Like-
hear in the back of your mind.
I know. I'm like, and when this was going up, she's actually been inching closer.
Okay. You hear in the back of your mind, you found one. Send him to me. And we will know everything he knows.
I look over at Nova and I'm like, are you really going to give him something that powerful?
Meh.
I know we just met, but I kind of strongly advise against it.
If it's an appropriate exchange.
Yeah. Yeah, Willow's in, I'm like role play this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, her entire body is tensed. I've got my staff. I'm into position. I'm like, I wouldn't give it anything.
You guys, especially you, Cole and Argus, notice that there's definitely a fight or flight response going on with Willow, and there is the type of righteous fury that has to do with the monks of the Order of the Open Hoof is ablaze within her eyes.
I'm trying to negotiate
Okay.
as badly as I possibly can.
This hand just kind of reaches out to you with this triple knuckled, long, pointy fingernail, and just caresses your leather apron, and you just sees this scratch along it. Show me.
Desist touching the junior maker.
The hand recoils.
Is that an appropriate exchange?
Inappropriate exchange?
An
Is that
appropriate.
like sexual harassment? Is that
No.
what you're asking?
Is that an appropriate exchange?
We shall see.
The-
And you.
The touching was definitely inappropriate.
What are you? Wait. Oh, it's on the tip of my tentacle. A precursor, or relic from an ancient war. You are an artifact. What are you doing here?
Oh, we found him down the tunnel.
This unit does not respond to questioning.
Spunky. I like it.
He's not available for trade, just so you know. Mostly because I don't think he
I'm
would
trying
stay
to
with you.
understand what we're doing here.
Yes, you accepted my invitation, so we have business as per the agreement.
And
of
this
the
business
ancient
is trade. We give you something, you give us something.
Courts. Yes, a favor for a favor, an eye for an eye, as it were, before you return to your plane.
Okay. So a trade, and then we leave.
Of acceptable means.
We leave you back to your isolation, to your life.
Whittling. I was whittling.
And hunting.
Yes.
Nice mushroom farm too. It's very.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, I learned the recipe a few centuries ago.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I thought I'd use it. It's been a while.
So, I trade you this piece. You give us something in return
Yes. I specialize in
of equal value, yes?
Of course. I
And
specialize in information,
Our business is completed.
if you so wish.
I would not give it anything of power.
You seem to dislike Granny Lonely. Would you like to destroy an object she gave us?
This is complicated.
Family, right? I know. It's,
Yes.
yeah.
What's your name?
So long since somebody asked me that. Wait. I have it written down here somewhere.
So you don't forget, right?
Right, exactly.
Is it in like needlepoint or something up on the wall? That...
Home sweet home. My name is.
Home is where the brain is.
Home is where the brain. You see it like start to shuttle. It rolls up a roll top desk, moves through a couple pieces of. You, Cole, and Argus notice that just because your hazard perception is so high, the papers that they're going through appear to be vellum made from humanoid skin. As they pull out a couple like leathery pieces, and they go like,
Yes. There was once a time I was called Grandpa Cruel. Before this creature decided to get in my way.
Fair enough. Grandpa Cruel.
This creature, you mean the form of what you take now?
This squid-like, disgusting entity. I thought I would be an adequate snack. They weren't counting on my brain being stronger than theirs.
Nice. You took it over. Good job.
Yes, of course.
So, question. It was said that Granny collected dolls.
Yes, she's creepy like that.
Yeah, I understand. Dolls, creepy things, right?
It was really creepy watching her feed off of them, too.
I'm just kind of assuming
No
here.
reason why they called her lonely. It's fucking weird.
Do you know what Granny Friendly collects?
Ooh. Tales.
Tales, stories. Ah, perfect. We need to get you to her. Anyways, before this thing took you, what did you collect?
I just point at the jars that are around.
you see it pick up another one of the good berries and start to like take one of the suction cups with the scent tentacle and just slowly peel off the grape skin around it and just kind of like suck on the oval like berry.
Produce?
No.
No?
Would you...
Anguish. Torture. Information.
Oh.
Would you like to hear a tale of cruelty?
Roll persuasion check.
Yes, finally something I'm good at. Fuck yeah, 27.
27.
Held my curiosity, but now you have my attention.
I begin telling him the story of Carradine and the zombies and the host and what we had to do to those children to save them.
Go ahead and roll a performance check. Because you're trying to pretty much play your lament, right?
Not quite, yes, it's not quite done yet, but like I start out with a little bit. I'll do the first like 6 lines of the lament if you'd like, and then I'll do the
Sure.
then it'll be story from then on.
You'd be like, this is kind of the melody that I'm doing, but I haven't really figured out the bridge yet, so I'll just keep going with the melody.
Yeah.
Cool.
19.
19, not bad. You see, as you are doing this, and as you are telling of the lament and the anguish of others, the notes and the songs and the breath that escapes, and the vibration of the tune that exits your lute and exits your mouth take form, corporeal, ethereal, glowing, purplish, lightish form. This very pale, purple, like wispy. Almost looks kind of like Death Eater style, very like, and goes into the form of this squid-like creature. The tentacles roil in on themselves. The hood lifts as you see, not a beak, but this oval form with rows and rows and rows and rows of teeth.
Lamprey mouth.
Very lamprey style, yes. As it goes up, and these purplish tunes, made whole and made real, become inhaled by this creature, and you see its tentacles grow slightly shorter. The creases disappear as though concealer has been added. Their age ever so slightly diminished. Oh, delicious. Another. What is it, Adam? He wants to say something, but he knows his charisma is shit.
I will tell the story of how we lost Queenie and Darius. Not how we found them, but just how they were taken from us as we
Okay,
fled.
so this is interesting. I'm going to rule this as a lie by omission.
Okay.
So I'll say you're going to roll one a deception check and then a performance check.
Okay.
Sing about Pernua.
Yeah, Pernua.
I know. That's the third story that I was keeping in mind back there. 18 on deception.
18? Okay, pretty good. Go ahead.
Performance. Oh, that's 24. Yeah.
24. Nice shot. With not really detailing too much, just you tell the story where you don't embellish or exaggerate, or not exaggerate, or elaborate on their demise, quote unquote, meaning that it is inferred by the audience of like, oh yeah, sure, they died.
Yeah.
And you leave that kind of inference up to the audience, but of course most audiences will come to, yeah, okay, they died. You left them in the forest, a bunch of wolves or a bunch of spiders or whatever.
Well, but I do like
Spiders.
put a lot on the horror of watching them be taken by that creature and.
And the tail tail is woven, and you start to see webs of, like spider webs, shoot out from your mouth in ethereal purple in nature and stick to certain pillars that are holding up the hut as they begin to like be sucked up by a torrent of wind that not that you feel but you can see, and devoured as some of these slimy dripping spider webs get slipped up by the tentacles, and again you see creases disappear. Oh, delectable. Make it real this time. Pain.
Quid pro quo. One more to let us go?
As long as it's physical pain or emotional
How about
damage.
I tell the story.
They want to witness
They want
physical pain or emotional damage.
They want to actually witness it, like physically.
They want to
with us.
witness actual current anguish.
I tell the story of when I left home, and
In your current sadness.
yes, and the anguish of
Cool.
not knowing my family, what's going on, if they're okay, that I haven't. The emotional anguish of not speaking to your family since you ran away from home.
Okay. A couple things are going to happen here. Go ahead and roll another performance check for me. The rest of you are just kind of watching in awe as you see the form of Cole sing and play, and this song takes form and gets sucked up by this creature, and this creature looks as though it's growing in power and strength, and then you see Cole kind of like his knees start to buckle and he starts to go down, and he's playing another song. He just elides into another song, and before the chord can end in the chorus, it's another real anguish, real pain. What was your performance?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Before you begin, you strum the beginning chord of your song that you're about to tell, of your own pain, of your own anguish. And as that rings out in the area of the hut, a tear starts to fall down your face. Yes.
As he starts to flag,
Flag?
Like showing that he's moving down.
Yeah,
and-
sure.
Yeah.
slump, I'm going to cast heroism on him.
Okay, you're going to cast a spell on someone in the presence of this creature.
Yeah, on him, not on the
Does
creature.
it have any vocal or somatic components?
Come on. My tablet shut down. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
That's why you got a piece of paper.
I know.
And I'm going to say part of that anguish that Cole talks about in his
Sure.
own song is the feeling of being
Yeah.
dismissed and
Yes.
held back by what his parents wanted versus what he wanted.
Okay. Are you trying to be stealthy about this?
No, I just as like he hits one knee, like I want to walk over to him and like try to bolster him. So I'm acting like I'm helping.
Okay, a
with-
couple of things are going to happen in quick succession.
Sure.
You have about 90% of the attention of this creature because they're essentially feeding off of your sorrow and anguish. This, you attempt to like try to bolster him, so you are well within the sight, a line of sight of this creature. Please roll an athletics check for me.
Athletics.
Heroism is touch, correct?
No. Yes, it is.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. Two of the tentacles from the mouth or whatever of this creature, from the head portion of this creature, reach out and attempt to shove you away, being like, my food. Like a dog does when they're food aggressive. And it like snarls and some of the snarl up, and you stay steadfast, drop to your knee, and keep your hand on the creature as the pressure keeps pushing away from you. It's unable to shove you away. You cast the spell.
Pull out my little auto injector. Stick him in the calf.
It's just straight up alcohol. It's courage.
Liquid courage,
Liquid
buddy.
courage.
This feels familiar.
You feel warm and cold at the same time as you feel strength is being sapped from you. A tear drops and works its way down the creases of your face as you can see,
Any actual fear that's part of your emotions just fades away.
which might be counterintuitive to this, honestly.
Just
However, creases start to form on your face as though you're aging.
We just fixed this.
And you rolled a dirty 20 for your performance?
Yep.
Tell me a little bit more about exactly how far into detail you'd go for this. Just so the rest of the party, because as they're listening, anything that they would know that they might learn from this story.
Cole's... The main start of the story is going to be, and I think you will probably remember this,
Mhm.
he's going to go into detail about meeting that bard the first time when he was dancing with them in the square.
Olario Oleno?
Yes. Thank you, because I couldn't... That was one name I couldn't get down in time.
Steel Trap.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he talks about the joy and everything, and then the disappointment and pain after he ruined that one stall, and his mother grabbed him and just
Pulled him off from the town square.
tore him a new one,
dance.
basically in front of the whole town
Yep.
too, as a town guardsman, and
Yep.
basically did that and lectured him and everything all the way back to
The noble.
no, it was the stall, father's stall, because that's where I was supposed to be working at
Right.
the time, and I had wandered off.
I was talking about the guy with the cask.
Not going quite that far,
You don't
but
talk
going
about
just
that? Okay.
that one until until he sheds the tears, he leaves home with no note,
No warning.
no
No
nothing.
nothing.
Yeah, family didn't even know. Just literally.
Do you
one
have
day.
a flashback of the moment where the rest of your party noticed your mother chastising you? You left us.
the dream.
Mm-hmm.
That starts to manifest around you.
PTSD.
Visually.
Yeah.
So we can
For the
Starts
rest
to
of us?
manifest around you, and as it starts to form, you can see in Cole's form, coming out of his cheekbones and out of the sclera of his eyes, small, like, kind of heartworm style little tentacles just and they kind of lick at his face and growing like a
drying
5
his-
o'clock shadow out of his face, as the illusion or the vision of that scene is trying to assert itself in this space, but is being dissipated and sucked up by this creature as like eat it, and like its constituent parts are these tiny little sparkling orbs, these tiny little dust pieces that are creating an amalgamation, kind of like pointillism of this scene, and they're constantly being pulled up like bits of snow from this
Do we see him
slimish like
aging?
creature.
Yeah.
He is aging.
Yeah.
And
You're killing him.
Mortality is a part of anguish.
And
But not
Willow wants to smack him in the head.
the treatment of a guest.
You gonna do that?
Oh yeah, I've
Yeah,
had it.
I have to protect
I
him.
know.
I'm going to
Yeah.
attack
So-
him.
And is
tried.
Cole a special?
I tried to use what
it
I
was
could do.
it's things are happening. Okay, so
Oh, yeah.
real quick, because a bunch of things are happening, a bunch of people have a bunch of ideas as to how they want to proceed. Let me address the questions first. Yes.
Is there a sense that I get that Cole is essentially weaving a spell at this point?
Roll an insight check for me. Or an arcana check, I'll say. Yes.
That roll top destiny was getting all his name from.
Mm-hmm.
Do any of those papers look like spell scrolls?
Roll perception check.
Tw-
Any other questions?
23 for the Arcana check.
23.
18.
Cole isn't exhibiting this normal signs of casting spells as far as verbal, somatic, or material components. This appears to be some sort of innate ability that's manifesting and using him as a catalyst.
18.
Like a conduit.
Right, but
18.
18. Sorry.
Spell scrolls.
Yes. Interesting question. I have to answer it carefully. Because of the nature of how spell scrolls can be written, they could be tattooed on a body, they could be written on a piece of paper, they could be woven into a piece of tapestry. So, with your knowledge of knowing that, especially with your new ritual knowledge, and having a wizard in your party, anything could be a spell scroll. Even the part of a building that has burn art into it or carpentry. So it's possible.
And he's
Granted, the text that's on there, you can read. It is of eldritch in nature.
Oh, fuck.
what does it say?
It looks like the ravings of a madman. It says at 12:30 p.m. At least I think it was, but I can't see the sun, so god damn it. I expelled 2.3 liters of liquid that I could only imagine were part of my bladder when I still had a bladder.
And he's,
Like the logs of his descent into madness and his form changing shape.
and he's 90% focused on Cole.
He is 90% focused on Cole.
And me.
With your insight check,
well, I did Arcana.
you did Arcana?
Not
Okay.
Insight.
Um,
If I did Insight with that roll, it would have been like 17 or something.
okay. Does anybody else have any questions in the moment before stuff starts to go down?
Knowing that obviously he's not doing vocal somatic, but I myself had basically reached into the ether before and been able to pull out a spell. Can I assume that he might be doing something similar?
Oh, good question. Very interesting question. Very similar to that, but it doesn't seem like he's doing it intentionally.
Right.
Almost
Okay.
like it's being done
To him.
either to him or instinctively.
Okay. Cool.
The other thing I'll say, with both of your combined checks as to what's going on, kind of analyzing the scenario, yes, they're like 90 to 95% focused on Cole. Cole's intention was to give this creature anguish. You're not 100% sure the method of this anguish devouring. Imagine giving someone starving on the street a full course, 5-course meal. How are they going to eat it?
Zavka?
You're quite familiar with this. And so, yeah, just with your passive insight, since you have shit, you're really good on passive insight.
He is.
He's
You're-
one below us.
The
She
first
is,
drink
yeah.
after being in the desert.
Yeah, that's
For-
kind of what it looks like. This looks like the person was starving, and they are just like, so they're not really taking the time to be proper about it.
Okay.
Does that change any of your ideas? Or are you guys ready to go?
Oh no, I'm gonna smack him in the head.
Okay, are you doing the same thing?
Yeah, as soon as I see that it is hurting him, I act immediately.
Okay, what?
Counterspell Cole.
Counterspell Cole.
Yeah.
Interesting. Counterspell
What's
Cole doing the thing that he's doing, or the creature trying to devour it?
I'm gonna target Cole because that seems to be he may or may not be doing it willingly. Like
Okay,
he may or may
this
not
is a good
be.
point. The reaction happens on top of the stack of the things that happen. So this is going to happen first. Go ahead and roll your spellcast modifier because that's how reactions work.
Oh. Fuck.
Not good.
No, not good at all. So, just add my spell.
You add your intelligence modifier.
Okay, so 8.
8. Not enough.
Nope.
Not enough. All right. You're going to get a surprise round on this creature because it's not paying attention to you. So go ahead and roll your attacks.
Okay. Ever since I played a month, so I.
Yes. So
And
you're going to roll a d20, and
Right.
you're going to add your attack modifier for whatever weapon that you are using to attack. Same thing with you.
Do we don't need to do initiative first?
Not yet, because this character is suffering under the surprised condition. So you get a full round of combat before the rest, and I assume the rest of you are also
looking at my
kind of
fighting.
You're busy doing what it is you're doing. You're casting spells. You're telling the story.
Oh,
Safka is just kind of in awe, noticing what's going on with their insight. You don't have
I'm
any.
trying to help Colt, like, physically.
You're
I'm
casting
still,
heroism.
I'm right up on
So
him,
they're
like,
the only
trying to
two that
help
aren't
him.
really doing anything.
And Argus, too, is the only other one that may be.
Like, an instinctual flame just, like, bursts out of his hands.
Yeah. As he does.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's not reacting quick enough to be part of this. There's no such thing as a surprise round, but you understand. Yes, what'd you get?
So I'm barehanded. 20.
20 will hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
D6 plus 4. So 10.
10
Nice.
points of damage. You got it.
Very nice.
And then.
So as you have a full turn,
Right.
so as a monk you get extra attack, and if you want to use a key point, you could do flurry of blows.
Yeah, I want to use a key point and then do flurry of blows. I
Cool.
think that he's killing him.
Right, and remember, you also have an ability called Stunning Strike. If you want to use a key point every time you hit somebody, you can use a key point to infuse the key into the strike and attempt to stun them for a whole round if they fail your key save.
Okay, so I'm going to do the whole thing because I think he's dying. So 10 on the first attack, and then
You get your second attack because you use your action to.
right.
attack.
So my second attack is
Pencil was in
19,
That's a hit.
and damage is a 5. And I'm using the key points, so
Are you? So do one of if you're. So you have to tell me
all right.
when. So just so you know, because I know this is new stuff. Every time you hit, you have to tell me first whether you're going to do a stunning strike before you roll your damage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
But
then,
if you want to do it, proclaim it now, you can. And then what we do is that I roll a saving throw for each time progressively, because obviously if it gets stunned, you don't need to use it again,
Right.
Because it's stunned until the end of your.
all right. Let's just say I only did the second strike as a stunning strike.
Okay, cool. So go ahead and mark that key point down,
Okay.
and I will roll a wisdom save. Is a con save?
Stunning. Not sure if to look it up.
Okay.
I think so. But
It should be a con save. Con save against your key spell save DC should be over to the right where it says key save DC, right
Target
where
must
your pencil
succeed
is.
a
Right where your
Constitution
pencil
saving
is.
throw or
Right,
be
I'm looking.
stunned.
Should be right. Save DC is 14.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
That's okay.
All right, so
So I have to beat a DC 14 con save
all right.
in order to resist your stunning strike. Ooh, this is fun, guys. When was the last time Stunning Strike was involved? God, it's such a powerful.
In our campaign,
Never.
never against an opponent.
Yeah.
Only against you.
Yeah.
Pit of pain.
Pit of pain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
How would
the
it be?
sorry. Go ahead.
Nothing.
That was you, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't me. I was against a barbarian, and I didn't use any spells.
Yeah, I was against
It was dumb.
the monk.
Oh
And
yeah.
we were just running around the battlefield together. That was great.
Well, yeah, because the monk had trouble hitting the blades.
Yeah.
So you did 10 damage on the first, right?
10 on the first, 5 on the second, and I used...
Succeeds its con save for the Stunning Strike.
Okay.
But you can do it every time you make contact with a hit.
Okay.
But you have to spend a key point each time, so you have to like ration it.
Right, so I've only used 1 key point right now.
That's correct.
Okay.
Great. You have a bonus action if you want to make either 1 extra unarmed attack or use a key point to make 2 extra unarmed attacks to do flurry of blows.
Oh, yeah, we're going to use the key point and do 2 more attacks.
Okay, cool. Are you doing Stunning Strike on each of these attacks?
No,
Okay. So you
just 2 more blows.
Okay.
So, 15? Will that hit?
That just hits.
Okay. And that's 10.
Another 10 damage. You got it.
And then the second...
Why is this music? This needs
I
to be
don't know.
combat.
I was gonna tell
There we go.
say something.
Way too peaceful.
It's very soothing.
Just
ass
the
beating.
jaw going, you know.
Granted, all of this is happening in like a split second.
Yeah.
So
And I miss on the last blow.
okay, cool.
I mean, you could have played it as, Cole's still playing his song as
He
she hits
is,
him.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It is a very like haunting melody. It's soothing. It's sad, and just like bullet time. What happens is these 4 attacks blast into this thing. You hear the voice in the back of your mind with a yes, yes, send him to me. We'll do this together.
Freaking working on it.
Rivik, your turn.
Yeah. I attack him.
Okay, cool.
I rolled a 23.
Ooh, you pull out your warhammer, charge, and
Yep.
cool. You hit with your warhammer. Go ahead, roll damage.
13.
13 damage. This guy is getting walloped. Holy crap. You have an extra attack.
Okay.
Because you're level 6 fighter, right?
Yes.
You extra attack at level 5. So yeah.
Yeah.
Every action you take, if you take the attack action, you get 2 attacks.
Yep. So that'll be 24.
Yes.
Nice.
We've made some good friends, guys.
And 12.
12 damage. Oof. Jesus, I have to make this thing stronger.
No, you don't.
That's why you have the
no.
screen there.
After hearing that,
Add
I don't know
another
if you
100 hit
can.
points.
Add an extra 1 there.
Oh, look, it's a little higher. It gets extra attack.
Okay.
Initiative.
Yes, now let's all roll initiative. If you guys are intending to be... Those who are intending to join combat with this thing may roll initiative.
When they hit, is it still focused on Cole?
Right.
Or does it release him and switch? Because that would influence my...
It's about 20% focused on you now, 80%, like 60% on you guys, and the rest...
But it's still draining him. It's still connected to Cole.
Yeah.
Yeah, based on that.
Well, actually, let me roll a concentration check for that, because that makes sense for that to happen. Natural 20. Hell yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
for this.
Cole, you're not taking any hit point damage, just so you know. However, you are suffering from the restrained condition in this state. Actually, it's probably more like stunned. You're suffering from the stunned condition, which means that all attacks against you have advantage, and you pretty much can't do anything during your turn, except for continue to play. Great, let's go around the table. Zemdak, what'd you get?
15.
15? Okay. Soft roll.
4.
Oof.
Yeah, I rolled a 2.
Okay. Willow.
7.
Oof. Okay. Rivik.
18.
Right. Gov. Cole.
10.
Okay.
Double digits.
Yeah, would
Trisheni.
14?
Thank God for my plus 4.
Okay, and Locke.
12.
What about Argus?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're in control of this right now.
9.
Perfect. Exactly where I needed the space. Okay.
Let's do a different die for Argus.
Or do you want his?
Sorry.
Or maybe this guy?
No, I got it.
Revik, you're up again.
Okay. I will keep pounding on him. That's not anywhere near high enough. 10.
Oh,
I think you have like what, a +6 to hit or something?
No, plus 8.
nice.
+7 from what I'm seeing here. Where's the 8 come from?
That was what we figured out when we originally did this. I had a 20 strength.
Yeah, so +5 plus your proficiency, which is +3, so that's a plus.
8.
You're right. That is +8. You're right. You're right. You are correct.
I think it was that was probably before I
Retroactively, yeah.
updated the strength when I took the feat.
So
That's correct. Right.
if you do roll a critical 1, you need to tell.
A natural 1, you need to tell me
Yeah.
because it's an automatic miss, no matter what it is.
yeah,
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Okay.
I do, however, want to go ahead and modify that roll. I want to use my Battle Master ability called Precision.
Okay.
And I get to now roll a d8 and add that to my roll.
Absolutely,
Give it a
and
shot.
you can do that after you've rolled, correct?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Go ahead. Go
Yeah,
ahead, roll.
which really is the only reason I took it.
Right. Superiority
was-
die, right?
Shoot, I think I moved that.
You
What
had
was
a
my
two.
roll before? A
You had a 2, so you have
So it's a
10 total.
10.
Yeah,
Okay.
right?
Gotcha. So that'll be 18. is my new
18.
roll.
You see a psionic shield kind of grow up before you as it stops your warhammer. Dead stop about 6 inches from its form. It raises its hand and this mind shield wraps around it. It just snarls at you. You making a second attack?
Yep.
Because it has reactions now.
Terrible rolls. 10.
10. You hit the shield again. Nothing. Up next is Zemdek.
Pull out the Kopesh. The Viper Kopesh.
Yep. Okay.
And start slashing at it. As I'm slashing, I'm saying, "This is not how you treat guests." That is an 18 to hit, which misses, right? Because that's what you shielded against.
This shield for you. Just ping, ping, ping. Genyu gets this like a light blue, purple psionic shield around it.
Nat 20.
Nat 20.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Yes!
You push through the shield as it kind of allows you the Viper Kopesh as it sparkles, kind of like it almost is like a Tesla shield, and your Viper Kopesh. Is the Viper or the Lightning Kopesh?
He is the
Viper.
He has
The
Viper,
Viper
I have
Kopesh
the lightning.
kind of like you acts as a conduit and like a selectively permeable membrane. It does shove through it.
Okay. Five, 10 piercing,
Okay.
and if it can be poisoned, 8 poison.
Yeah, because
That's a very good point. Very good question. It can be poisoned. Okay.
And since that was a critical, it needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
That's correct. Natural 1.
DC 15.
It's natural 1.
It is incapacitated with poison.
For real?
Yeah, that's what you wrote.
Yeah. For
Okay. I mean, guys, initiative's over then. Because it is incapacitated. For how long?
Doesn't say.
Or it gets to save at the end of its turn every time?
I think
Does
it's
it not
so-
say?
Doesn't say.
It said on the.
I think it said on the thing.
It did say on the piece of paper.
On a failed save, the creature takes, or on a natural 20, the attack roll is made with the weapon against a larger, smaller creature. Creature must make a DC Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, the creature takes 2d6 poison damage and is poisoned until the start of my next turn.
Right.
The poison creature is incapacitated. So this round.
Yeah.
So
It's
it's incapacitated for a round.
Yep.
Okay.
So it's prone, and it drops its spell on him, and...
Yep, you are released. Yeah, is that all then? How much damage did you do? I think it was 13, right? It was 2d6 plus the...
I moved my dice.
I think it was 13. It was a lot.
Yeah, it was...
The 2d6 poison I don't think
It was
is doubled.
10 piercing and 8 poison.
So 18. Got it. Fuck. Shit.
Is it dead?
And as a bonus action...
It's not dead. It's,
it
is incapacitated. So essentially it is unconscious and
it
unable to do anything.
falls unconscious to the ground. And as a bonus action, I'll call to Conk. Try and get him, see if he can get into us. So Conk's going to attack the door, because the door is still shut, correct?
Right, and Conk was left
The door's
outside.
still shut.
And I left Conk outside.
That's true.
So if he can hear me, he's going to try and break down the door. If he can't hear me,
Okay, here's the deal. He's essentially in another plane of existence
Right.
at the moment.
so he can't hear me.
And it doesn't, and it's not telepathic connection. It's an actual audio connection.
Correct.
That's right. So we cannot hear you, unfortunately. Is that the end of your turn then?
It is.
Trishani, it's your turn. It's incapacitated until the beginning of your.
Until my next turn?
Oh my god! So you have a nat 20 stunning strike.
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
But
why
it's,
did I give you that?
But it's a nat 20. It's only 5% of the time.
I know. Don't.
I just talking statistics
She's
here.
trying to keep you from nerfing it.
Right. It's 5% of the time
Don't
this happens.
explain my magic items to me.
Especially because I went an entire combat with that sword and did nothing with
It's
it.
essentially like what the spider bite does.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Okay. I start move. You guys see me start moving around in these really graceful movements, and I start. It looks like I'm dancing, honestly. So I'm like, shit. We need to. Everybody, get out of here right now. It's his domain. I yell out, and then I cast slow on him.
Ooh.
Which he can't save against.
Debilitating.
It's
That's
a
not
wisdom
true. It's a
save.
wisdom saving throw. You can still make
Yeah.
wisdom saving throws when you're
Yeah.
incapacitated.
Okay.
It's not. Yeah, incapacitated. The status is that you automatically save Dex and
Strength.
saving throws.
Figure out the way. Come on, guys. Let's get out of here.
Get the door open and we need to kill it.
That is only a 13.
Fails, motherfucker.
I've been rolling absolute trash for this guy.
So now your speed is halved. You take a -2 to your AC and Dex
and the
saves.
spellcasters.
No
they roll-
reactions.
No reactions, and spellcasters they roll
you can
below
al-
a 10. The spell fizzles.
Hold on, and you can only use either an action or a bonus action, and not both. And it cannot make more than one melee attack or range attack during its turn. And yeah, the whole spell thing. I'll go into that if we need to, but yeah.
Okay.
So giving
Anything
us
else?
more time. No, that's it. It was my. I mean, I'll make my way towards the door, try because I haven't used an object interaction yet. I'll try opening the door.
If it's locked, you have to use an action.
Okay, is it locked?
It absolutely does not budge when you open
Shit. That's it.
it. Yeah, you're gonna have to like struggle against it.
Yeah, but that was my bonus action. And
Next is the
movement.
creature. On its initiative, a layer action happens because y'all are in its domain.
Yep.
One of the jars from the shelf comes off. The brain within it kind of pulls itself out of the pickling and the glass and shoves and flies and shoves into the mouth of this creature while it's incapacitated, shoving itself down its throat. It's gonna heal. It's gonna heal some. I'm not gonna tell you what. It's not a reaction, it's a lair action. The house itself is sentient and doing this to its owner.
As the creature
Rolled
passes me,
absolute trash.
do I get an opportunity attack on the creature?
It's not moving. It's incapacitated.
No, the brain thing.
The brain is not a creature, it's an object.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I can't take an attack.
No,
Can't
you
take an
cannot.
attack of like
You
just
can't take an
Sentience.
attack of opportunity on a moving object. No, sorry. Yeah, it is,
just-
I wish you could just.
Just like steps on
snag
it.
it out of the air as it's flying towards it.
no, sorry. Sorry. It would be different if you were like a monk and you try to do like deflect missiles and grab it. That's that's probably different.
Yeah.
Which you do have.
Yeah, but it's not coming at me.
It's not coming
But
in.
am I next to it? I'm next to it though.
You are within 5 feet of it. Yeah,
Can I
sure.
grab it and throw it back against the wall?
You can try. Yeah, I believe it's It's
She
what
rolls
are the
against-
specifics of deflect missile again?
She rolls against its.
Use reaction to deflect or catch missiles. Damage reduced by 1d10 plus
Right.
3.
Okay. So cool. So what I'll say is that I'll just keep the roll that I rolled for its healing.
All right.
And the damage reduced by how much?
1d10 plus 3 plus monk level.
1d10 plus 3, or is it just 1d10 plus your monk level?
I don't know.
Proficiency.
I'm looking at what this.
Let me.
Look it up.
It should be 1d10 plus your monk level.
You said this was
Deflect missiles.
Got it. I'm almost there.
Nope. Dex plus monk level.
All right.
Yeah,
I'll
dex-
get rid of the 3 then. I don't know why it's there.
Dexterity
Well,
modifier
no.
plus
No,
monk
yeah,
level.
yes.
No,
actually,
dex modifier.
Her
Oh,
dex
dex
modifier.
modifier.
Dex modifier. That's
Her
what
dex
the 3
modifier is
is.
actually +4, not
So
plus
it's
3.
1d10
Plus 9.
plus dex level plus monk level,
Yeah.
right?
All right,
so yeah, it's
that's
1d10 plus 9 right now. So it healed less than 9 damage, so you just
Catch it.
catch the brain in your
All
hand.
right.
She has 18 in dex. Her dex modifier is +4.
Plus 4. Okay, so,
So
it should be
10.
10.
10, yeah.
Okay, so you just, like, as this thing is going towards this thing's open mouth, it's like splayed up.
Boom.
You just catch the squishy gray matter in the air. If you want to, you can use a key point to throw it back against the wall and dash it and
Yeah.
destroy it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, go ahead and mark down a key point.
No matter.
Insane, guys!
Insane in the membrane.
No.
Sorry, TJ.
Squishy
I know.
brain. Fuck you guys. Great. Okay, because a couple things happen here. Okay, that was the layer action. I don't think it can take legendary actions
It's
while
incapacitated, yeah.
Yeah.
You do.
So
At the end of the turn, you could try to save against slow, but I'm not sure if incapacitated affects that.
it is a wisdom saving throw.
It is a
Then he
wisdom.
can just take it normal.
At the end of his turn, he can take the
Right.
Yeah.
check.
Right.
Then yeah, he can.
At the end of his turn, it is the hut's turn.
Oh, the hut.
Oh, great.
Fucking of course it is its own. creature.
That is a 19. for
That will
wisdom saving
save.
throw. So he's no longer slowed.
No.
Okay. Cool. But he's still incapacitated. It's now the hut's turn.
Yeah.
The hut. I'm trying to remember exactly how many spell slots it has.
Oh,
Yes. The hut begins to quiver and shake. And parts of the wall on the left and the right collapse a good 2 feet in on either side. And you feel something like as the hut itself shifts to have the ground at a slant and then re-level itself. But you feel like you guys have probably lifted up at the very least 10, 15 feet in the air.
Does it kind of feel like it's doing what Granny Lonely's house did?
Possibly.
When it ran away.
Possibly.
Great.
Little Baba Yaga.
The door
Yeah.
gets shoved open. The door open. And you kind of like, I don't know if you guys have ever watched Monster House, the two like windows on the far side, kind of like the shutters turn to make angry eyes, and you just feel like a essentially is casting a certain spell that causes you to roll a strength saving throw or be tossed out of the hut.
Can I use agility instead of strength, or no?
The spell says specifically strength saving.
Okay.
Alright, so it's a strength saving throw.
Strength saving.
Oh
Great.
no!
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
I have okay strength.
Okay.
25.
25. Okay, let's go around. Zemdak?
9.
9. Not good enough.
5.
Not good enough. Fail.
I'm trying to read my paper. 22.
22? For real?
I rolled a 19.
Whoa!
Nice.
Save.
25.
Success.
15.
Fail.
5.
Fail.
Also 5.
Fail. So everybody...
Argus.
Wait, Argus. We gotta get Argus in
Right,
there.
Argus.
17 plus. What did I put?
He's got the same thing.
Yeah,
as-
so be +2. Well, I don't know what his saving.
Yeah, he's a cleric, so I don't know if remember.
So
what
probably
his-
not strength wouldn't be his saving.
I think it's
19.
wisdom and charisma.
19?
So, yeah.
Fail.
Oh.
So all of the
Okay.
rest of us
DC
get
20,
tossed out.
guys.
Our
So
two new
everybody but the new two
Friends.
get
yes.
just blown out of the door and...
Wait. So Conk is outside, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you probably just get splattered up against his form.
He catches me.
Each of you take 2d6 points of bludgeoning damage as you're thrown out of the house onto these stones.
Oh no!
Are you
Are we
rolling that?
flying through the air as we fall out of the house?
For sure.
Feather fall.
Cool. Cool. I don't know how to resolve that because the specifics of the spell say that when you fail the strength saving throw, you are thrown like 30 feet and you land prone. But I guess Featherfall is a reaction. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I don't see why it
Cancel
wouldn't
out the
supersede that.
falling
Sure.
speed.
And you can do it on how many people? 4?
Up to 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can get everybody.
Yeah.
So you just none of you take any damage.
But we're still
Dope.
prone.
That's really cool.
No, there's 6 of us because of Argus.
Argus.
Yeah.
Oh right, Argus.
So pick somebody to not save.
Here's the question. Here's the thing. Featherfall prevents against vertical movement. It doesn't prevent against horizontal movement because it's essentially levitate as far as it comes to horizontal movement. Here's what I'll do. I'll allow those of you who have been Featherfall to roll a dexterity saving throw to see if... actually, I'm going to make it an acrobatics check. How about... No. It should be a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
And to pretty much make it so that you're not... Like, your head isn't dashed up against the rocks of the floor. Because essentially it gives you somewhat neutral buoyancy, so you don't get dashed up against the rocks, but it doesn't mean that you can't be pushed against the far wall.
Okay.
But yes, it'll definitely... It's already reduced damage.
Since
so
he's
it's
headed towards Conk anyway, I'm not gonna hit Zemdak, so it'll be all of us but Zemdak.
Cool.
Okay, are you attempting to tell... Well, I guess you can't tell him anything.
Not as a reaction.
Okay, cool.
He's dodging, but he can't like catch things.
Okay,
as a
so
dodge.
you take 2d6.
Yeah, that's fine.
9 points of bludgeoning damage that Zemdak takes.
It's a
Dexterity saving throw.
okay. 17.
17. You save. You kind of purchase yourself. You don't take any damage.
21.
You're okay. You don't take any damage.
23.
You don't take any damage.
14.
14. That's just under. You're gonna take 1d6 of damage as you're like, oh, I'm so bad at this. Every time your head just hits the stalagmite.
Argus rolled a 10.
I take it that's a,
You
that's
take
a
4
repeat
points.
situation.
Yeah. You take 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
10 for Argus.
That's failure. So he's going to take 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Great. All of you guys are expelled except for you two.
And we are not prone because of the spell, just to make sure that
I would
we're... You are, and Argus would be, right?
And probably
'Cause-
logged.
Can you hand me his marker?
Well, I mean, if it was on me,
Essentially-
I just hit my head on the side, but I'm still
That
float down.
wasn't even the Hut's turn.
There we go.
That was the Hut's legendary action at the end of Grandpa's turn.
Oh, great.
So now it's the Hut's turn.
Okay, so lair action.
Because they happened right together, because legendary actions happen at the end of another creature's turn.
Right.
So-
And you did a lair action first. I was just
Yeah,
tracking
layer
correctly
action
in my
happened
head.
on his initiative.
Yep.
Then after his initiative, legendary action, and now it's the Hut's turn.
Oh no! I just had to think through it for a second. That's all I was doing.
Sure. So
I am drinking. So
yes, I know legendary action. 5e is insane when it comes to legendary actions and layer actions.
Okay.
So the Hut now is going to.
No, he couldn't take legendary actions because he's incapacitated.
No, the Hut
That was
took
the
a
Hut's
legendary
action.
action.
Oh, the Hut has legendaries too.
Yeah.
Great.
We need to get the fuck out of here, guys. Like, just
You're
just
messing with a
saying.
very powerful entity here.
Yeah.
No, we're not. He messed with us.
he's the one who didn't honor the quid pro quo.
Okay.
The squid pro quo, if you will.
Oh my god. That's it. That's the end of the session, guys. I'll see you next time. It's not getting any better than that.
To be fair, Noel has won the
That's
pun
title
pod like
episode.
most,
Squid
almost
Pro
every
Quo.
single time we've had one.
That is the title of the episode for sure. Squid Pro Quo. Okay, great. So now it's the Hut's turn. I don't have it painted. It's okay. So you all see now outside the hut these large rooster chicken-like legs on top of this hut that has now changed shape as some of the sheet metal has fallen across it, and like it's half. It's like this amalgam hybrid steel house and metal ramshackle house, as well as like thatch and wooden hut that's not like that.
Okay,
But
this was one of the
it's
old ones you gave us.
Yeah,
so-
yeah. That's a different dimension.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
a different dimension. Okay,
Yeah,
I thought that was one of the onlys.
No, this is like straight up a hut, and you just see the door forms into like a beak-like mouth, and it goes like, and it's going to come at you guys and do a charge thing. It's not part of its attack. Part of its movement is that if it just moves through your space, you take damage, just like the Arshadalon Stride, or what
Yeah.
it's called.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of like that. So it just moves into your space to try to trample you. Everybody, please roll a dexterity saving throw. While that's happening, the roof at your section, because it can control each 5 square within its entirety independently, comes crashing down like pillars on top of you.
Dex?
Both of you roll dexterity saving throws as well. What'd you get, Zemdak?
22.
Save. You're gonna take.
Rolled a natural 20 for Argus, which is a 21.
Okay, it's half damage then. Okay. So you take 3 points of damage.
Very good.
Both of us?
13.
13. 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
A nat 20 plus 7, so 27.
Awesome. Do you have evasion yet? I don't think so. Not
no,
yet.
not yet.
Okay, so you're gonna take 4 points of damage. Or sorry, 3 points of bludgeoning damage.
19.
That's a success. So 3 points of bludgeoning damage.
12.
Okay, so just to clarify, I have Heavy Armor Master, which allows me to
So no damage.
negate
Yep.
3 points of bludgeoning damage.
Absolutely
Awesome.
no damage. Yo, fucking Revik.
So
What did I
cool.
do? Okay. What, you got 12. 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
21.
Better than I thought.
3 points of bludgeoning damage.
17.
Thank
3
God
points
I'm
of bludgeoning
tanky
damage.
bard.
And now it's action.
That was its action to clamp down
Oh.
on you.
Okay.
Its movement was to force that
Trample
thing.
us.
Its bonus action then is going to be. Let's see if this works properly. 'Cause I'll actually have to see if it charges because. Nope, it doesn't work. You see what looks like shadowy green, non-corporeal wisps kind of form like a funnel around the incapacitated grandpa on the ground. Grandpa Mind Flayer-ish person on the ground. But it flickers and it doesn't seem to be doing what it's supposed to be doing.
Get out of there!
That's the end of the hut's turn.
Leave.
Next is Log.
Okay, how tall are these legs? Like, how far up?
They're
like,
about
how
10 feet
high-
tall.
That's it, 10?
Let me see, actually. 10 to 15, actually. I think it's... let me use this, and I'll tell you. And let me do this, and I will tell you.
He has a hut.
I have a...
Actually does. I think it also
That is-
has chicken
It is
legs.
15, they're 15 feet tall.
That is the perfect shirt. That is an awesome shirt. That's almost a log shirt, though.
Yeah. But Log's a warlock, you know? Like,
Oh,
you're
I
this-
know. Log.
What are you doing, Log?
First.
Yeah, I don't have anything that's really all that great, and
You're a warlock, man.
I know. Alright, fuck it. I'm gonna do Hunger of Hadar
Okay, where are you centering?
on the hut. But where the hut's legs are, so only so much will actually reach up into the
Cool, I need to roll saving throw, correct?
not until, let's see.
Oh, not until I start my turn.
Right, so yeah, so any creature that starts its turn in the area takes 2d6 cold damage. Any creature that ends its turn, another 2d6. But only that one is the dexterity throw. The other one's automatic.
Cool, have you casted this before?
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
been a
like
while.
a zombie.
It's been a
So
while.
a bunch of like black and purple tentacles come out from the ground. It's like this disc, a very like that hole in that cartoon Looney Tunes disc where it's just like, oh, it's a portable hole. You pick it up and it just kind of glows there. This disc just forms beneath its legs, and these long, girthy tentacles wrap around the legs and start to attempt to pull it down into the abyss.
And it's now, the hut is blinded, if that matters at all, and it's also difficult terrain.
It doesn't have eyes. So, cool. Anything else, Log?
I'm just gonna back the fuck up.
Okay, yeah, you can move through the cavern. The only remember, you were like dashed across the far wall. So the only farther way you can get away from the hut is by going back up the back switch, the switchback tunnel.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna like completely leave. I'm just gonna like just make some distance.
Right, you'll make your way to the opening of that tunnel.
Yeah.
It's cool. That's it. No bonus actions.
Nope, that's
Okay,
it.
cool. That's the end of Log's turn. Cole, you're up.
Cole's gonna move 60 feet away from the house, and then he's gonna yell at it with his mind, stop, and cast Mind Sliver at it.
At the hut.
Yes.
Okay, cool. It needs to roll a saving throw.
Intelligence.
Interesting.
What did you cast?
Mind sliver.
It's a cantrip, right?
Yep.
It's a 17 to save.
Fuck you, dude. Every goddamn time.
I rolled pretty good on that one. Sorry.
Every time
So
I use
it's a
cantrip.
save or suck, right?
Yeah, it is.
So nothing happens. Any bonus actions?
Argus, fucking burn it to pieces, and I'm gonna inspire Argus.
Yeah. Great. Cool. Up next is Argus.
Flaming sphere. And he's going to ram it into the crotch of right between the legs.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Would he get
Because
caught in
because
the
the
arm?
ramming spear has like a ramming
thing that you
attack,
cast?
right? And then
But
if
it
it's
wouldn't
something
cast
that's
it.
within 5 feet of it,
No, no,
during
correct.
it
When
gets
Argus
yeah,
get
yeah.
caught,
You got all
what
that
you
crap.
cast
Cool.
is what
So
I'm
I need to
saying.
roll dexterity saving throw.
For the house.
Oh, if he's
For
in
that.
20 feet of it.
So
he's
he's
the same.
surprisingly dexterous.
Oh wait, you can throw that. That's
That's
right.
a
Yeah, so it's actually
17.
that's a distance thing.
I believe that saves. He has a 15, so half.
I'm rolling great for the hut. Horrible for the grandpa.
This is what.
So half of 7 takes 3 fire damage.
I mean, that's pretty much what happened.
3 fire damage. Okay.
And then as soon as it
That's
starts...
the first damage to the hut, right?
I think
Should be,
so.
right?
And then as soon as it starts its turn, it has to do a save against the heat.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, as a creature within 5 feet of flame
No, ends its turn.
ends its turn.
So it can run away.
Yes, enters it for the
Potentially.
first time on its turn,
Yes.
or ends its turn in flame.
Yes.
Great. Okay, cool. Anything else for Argus?
I don't think he has good bonus actions, right?
Did he do?
Yeah, I know. Nobody's that hurt, right? That he could see to throw a healing... Oh, he can't healing word. Never mind.
Yeah.
He doesn't have any bonus actions,
Okay.
so that's it.
Willow, you're up.
I'm gonna beat the tar out of this thing on the ground.
Okay, it is incapacitated. All of your attacks have advantage.
If
Okay.
they hit, they're automatic crits.
If they hit their automatic crits. I can't see how this thing's going to survive. It
So,
says it can't
yeah.
take
If
reactions.
you don't kill it, I'm coming up next.
Whale-
I gotta
Stunning it
action
and then
surge.
incapacitated with that natural 20 absolutely obliterated
Wail
this guy.
away at it.
So-
Please.
So roll it twice to take the better.
Yep.
Yep.
Yes,
So first attack
because it's prone.
is
Fuck yeah.
22.
That hits.
So now it's just.
So it's a critical, so you double your dice rolls
Yeah.
for your damage.
So 2d6.
Even with the shield up, because the shield
Right.
still remains. It's not
Yeah.
concentration. It just stays up. So
So 9.
9 points of damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was the first. Then I'll do my second attack.
Willow, please describe this creature's demise.
Yeah. Willow is
Yeah.
furious. Focuses all of her energy into her fist and slams it into the squishy head of this thing.
Okay, cool. You take your bow staff.
Oh no, she did it bare fist.
Oh, bare fist? Interesting you say that. You reach your hand, it breaks the cranial floor of this creature, reaches in, and you feel gray matter, and you hear the voice in the back. Yes, devour it. Send him to me.
Eat this thing?
Throw it out to me, I'll do it.
It's up to
She
you.
does, yeah.
You grab
She
the
reaches
gray
in, grabs
matter.
the brain out and takes a bite
Your
of it.
tiefling fangs form as you eat it and you swallow it, and your eyes flare black and red, and you just hear, scrumptious, wonderful. I shall keep you apprised of what I learn.
Wonderful.
You, Revik, notice.
Sorry, that doesn't translate.
Yeah, as much disgust on the face of a warforged as
You're
there
right.
possibly could be.
Just open mandible.
Threat
Right.
assessment.
What just happened?
Threat assessment, target change.
You notice her horns grow and curl a little bit more and become larger and go a little bit farther above her head. As
What does the hut do on this creature?
we're getting that, well, you're still not done with your turn because that was just your first attack.
Wait, it's dead
What do you
though.
The creature is, the hut's not. And the hut, you're you're essentially within the digestive tract of the hut.
Okay, then I slam a fist into the floor.
Okay, cool. Roll an attack on the inside of the hut. Are you attempting to leave the hut, or are you staying?
Oh
in
no,
there?
no! I only gotta.
You did hear your companion say, "Leave."
I'm I'm
Get out
angry.
of
She's in battle rage.
That's
right
fine.
now.
That's totally
So
fine.
just a 12.
12. It apparently the hardness of the wood.
Yeah,
just
my hand
doesn't-
slips in
yeah,
the goo.
Yes. You're all slippery from the gray matter and blood and ichor and goo. It doesn't really get too much traction. You have a bonus action.
Yeah, now
And
I'll leave the
movement.
hunt.
Okay, you're gonna leave the hut.
Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna jump out the door. Okay, cool. You will provoke an attack of opportunity from the hut as it tries to snap on your waist and bisect you laterally or horizontally as you're jumping out. That is a 17 to hit you.
Okay.
I mean,
my AC is 17.
how close would Conk be if he was right outside of the hut?
He'd be close enough to this creature. However, she is 15 feet away from Conk
Up in
because
the air,
she's
right.
up in the air.
Sure.
Does that make a difference for your
I
ability?
think it's 5 feet of the creature.
Is it the creature?
Good job.
Oh, thanks.
You're blooded now.
I know.
Yeah.
5 feet of the creature?
Imposes
Yeah, so you
disadvantage
can
on
like
the attack
stomp
roll
on
of a
its,
creature.
on its feet or something like
Yeah.
that.
You
So it'll
like-
impose disadvantage on
Correct.
it? Okay, cool. I'll roll it again. Natural 1. As
itself.
it crunches and squishes the body of Grandpa Cruel even further.
Like bites its tongue.
You jump and with slow fall, no problem. You don't take any damage as you tuck and roll, and you stand up and are ready to go. Anything else? Or are you good?
I'm good.
Okay. That's the end of Willow's turn. Sofka, your turn.
Should I turn into a bear and try to eat the hut?
It's up
Or
to
do we
you.
want to get out
Hut
of here?
looks at you about 10 times bigger than you.
Okay,
We're out of here.
I'm gonna turn into a. I'm gonna bonus action.
Its
let me
chimney
s-
now completely lit.
Yeah,
You see
bonus
flame in its
action.
second
I'm gonna
floor
turn
eyes.
into a giant elk, and that gives me 60 feet of movement.
Oh, cool.
So
are
if
you a
anyone-
large creature?
So,
Huge.
giant.
Huge creature?
Yeah.
You have enough CR to do that?
Giant
Fucking
elk.
circles
Let me
of the
check,
moon.
Some
let
of
me
the
check.
giant creatures, yeah, they're
Their CR is low.
Yeah. Because,
it's
elk
big.
is-
It just doesn't have a whole lot.
It
yeah,
should
it's,
say
it's,
it should say it on the stat block.
okay, let me check.
That's
I'm
okay.
pretty sure.
CR is right there. Yeah, 2.
Two,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
you
Yeah,
can do
I
it.
just
so he's
got
a
it.
huge creature. Essentially, he could be used as a mount, or she could be used as a mount for smaller creatures to get on and move it.
Okay,
They can
yeah.
carry 15 times their strength their strength score.
Okay, so 4 is the strength score. So 4 times 50. What is
4 is the strength score of the elk. That's it.
Times 15.
Or not
Plus
the
1.
Plus 4 is the modifier.
4 times 15.
19
that
is
is-
the
19. So
60.
19 times 15, that's how many pounds the elk can
19 times
carry.
15.
And it has to be a creature smaller than itself.
So
if y'all wanted to jump on the
5
elk,
585.
so it can carry
Something like that.
585 pounds of medium or smaller creatures.
Probably
Or
about 5.
larger or smaller creatures, actually, because it's a huge creature.
285.
It's probably-
285. So probably one of you.
19 times 50.
Yeah, 285. Checked
Yeah.
on the calculator.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how that works. I looked this up
Couple-
specifically.
So probably a couple of us then, yeah?
Two or three.
The
of us.
two, maybe 2 of the smaller ones, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely
Okay.
you, Zemdek and Trisheni probably.
Okay.
Or Cole. So y'all could jump onto it, and you could act as a mount to get away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can they jump onto me like?
Is that your
now?
action or your bonus action?
That was my bonus action.
Okay, so what you could do is you could hold your action to dash when somebody gets on top of you.
yes. I'm gonna do
But
that.
you just can't hold your movement.
Well, who's first? Who's second in initiative? So
You're. Yeah.
Zemdek is.
so
Revik's first.
no, but
I
like,
haven't
do
gone
you
yet.
guys
Yes,
both
yeah,
want to
Rezik-
get on?
It's because Sofka's the last in the
I-
initiative. You
Yeah.
went at the top of the order.
You hit
You
twice
took
in a row.
you took your surprise round and then you went right away again.
Yeah.
Do you both
Well,
want to jump on, or do you just want Zemdak to jump
Take Cole. I can keep up with this.
on? Okay,
That's right, you're
so
really fast.
I'm fast
whoever
right now.
goes last, I think Cole is after. So as soon as Cole jumps onto me, I'm gonna.
The
take
the
a
order
dash
is
action.
Revik, Zemdak, the enemies, Trisheni, Log, Cole, Argus, Willow, Sofka.
But I'd be too heavy with everyone, so
Yeah. So as
Yeah, Cole.
soon as Cole jumps on me, I'm gonna take a dash action out of here.
Okay, cool. You got it. Great. That's your turn then. We're back to the top. Revik, you are the only one still within the hut. You still see the.
Yeah, I've decided I'm going to live here. No, I am going to leave the hut, but I'm not going to use the door, if you know what I mean.
Okay, so you're attempting to dive through one of the windows?
Oh no, I'm going to bash my
Are
way
you
out of
doing
the
what-
front of the hut with
Oh,
my
okay.
camera.
What
Interesting.
Bruno did to get out of the house in Encanto? Just run through the side of the wall.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, he
that's-
hasn't. Probably hasn't seen it.
Oh, yeah, it's
we did watch it
really-
the other day, but yes, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, where he's just all like, he sees it happening, he's all like, screw this, and goes out the side wall.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Bucket
So-
first,
I'm
and then out
basically
the
I'm
wall.
leaving, but I want to do as
But he
much
already has a
damage as
bucket.
You want to do it
possible.
via Demolition Man. I understand.
Correct.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I'm going to action
even
surge
better.
on this so that I can get the 4
Got it.
total
So,
attacks.
full Kool-Aid. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, reverse
Awesome.
Kool-Aid Man.
Got
Yeah.
it. Cool. So essentially, you'll be making attacks on the hut itself because this
Yep.
is a little wonky. Because putting a hole in a creature is a little weird, but then again, a creature being a house is also a little weird. So depending, here's how this works. No matter how much damage you do to the hut, it will take that damage. However, for its constituent materials in order to stay stable and keep its like structural integrity, it has a damage threshold. DT is what it's called, meaning that you have to hit at least that damage threshold or above, or that damage won't count at all towards damaging its structural integrity. Does that make sense?
Makes sense. Yeah.
Cool. So go ahead and roll your attacks. It's not hard to hit the hut, especially since you're in it. But
Yeah, well, I figure worst case, if I don't manage to punch a hole,
just
I
gonna run
can
out?
just go, okay, I guess I am using the door.
Yeah. Okay, sure.
Out the door. It'll just be less epic.
Yeah. Right.
I do imagine like Argus because he sees the flame in the eyes and the chimney just like going, oh my god, this is awesome!
Yeah. Pretty awesome.
Is it starting to smolder from underneath?
Yeah. It
Or is
smells like
spirits?
chicken.
So it's like
The dogs. Or
okay.
Argus.
Yeah.
So that's 21.
21 hits. Yeah.
Okay.
Which side of the if the door is on the south side and the roll top desk is on the north side, which side are you trying to get out of?
We're fighting a house.
Whichever,
That's on
which,
fire.
which side did everyone else go out of?
The door, which is the south
The
side.
door side. But I'm not going through the door
Right.
yet.
Oh, so you're just gonna make a hole
A second
right
door.
next to the door?
Yeah.
A second
pretty
door?
much.
Awesome.
Well, I'm trying to damage the hut.
Yeah,
if
sure.
It's a living
I understand.
creature,
Yep.
so, yeah. Right, so that'll be 12 damage on my first.
12 damage. Okay, the damage threshold is 10, so you do damage its structural integrity.
Okay.
So all of that 12 damage also goes to damaging its structural integrity. Great.
Okay.
Awesome. You have a second attack then?
Yep, natural 20.
Ooh, here we go.
So that is a crit, so I double the dice, right?
That's right. You don't double the modifier afterward, you just roll the dice. Roll twice as many dice.
So that'll be 12 damage again.
Okay. That's you added your modifier to the end of that, right? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yes, the damage threshold you had to hit was 20 damage in order to make a hole through this thing. So yeah, you make a hole through this thing, and you just see it going. Not very happy that you put an extra
Okay.
hole into it.
Then I took action surge, so I'm going to work on making an even larger hole.
Oh, you're gonna attack 2 more times?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
That is not as good. 14
That just hits.
just hits.
Because it has a lower AC when you're inside of it. Yours with the 13, I think you just missed.
So that'll be 6 damage on that attack.
6 damage. Okay, that does not hit its damage threshold. The hole doesn't get any bigger, but it does take the damage. Nice.
Thank you.
14 again.
14. Okay. Yes, it just hits.
And 15 damage.
15 damage. That does hit its damage threshold. The hole gets a little bit bigger.
Okay. And now I'm ready to leave.
You got
dive through.
Sure, you're
I
gonna
will
dive
come
through.
out that bigger hole.
Sure. You will still provoke an attack of opportunity because it's still all around it.
Didn't it already use its attack?
It did use its reaction already.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah, because it hasn't been its turn already, so it can't take an attack of opportunity. Look at you guys. All right, great, cool. So you just
Flaming sphere.
like
running
cannonball through the wall
between
Yeah.
its legs. That one for the crotch. That's about
Great,
it.
Revik, that's
took a
your
little
turn.
damage, but-
Zemdak, it's your
Is that the
turn.
only spell I've used?
You can easily just do me a favor, roll an acrobatics check to see if you can,
I was wondering about that.
yeah, land without taking any falling damage. You should be okay. But
I rolled a natural 20.
You're fine. You do the superhero landing.
Stick the landing.
3-limb superhero landing. Go ahead, Zembeck.
Pew pew.
Pew pew.
Pull out my crossbow
Acupuncture.
and take a couple shots at it.
Sure.
Wait. Hopping on his back. Is that an action or is that just my movement?
No, it's part of your movement. It said, I
Okay.
believe it takes half of your movement to mount a creature. I think
Which is
that's the rules.
wild, you
Fucking
know?
mounting rules are weird. But let me just.
It would be like
They're really fucking wonky. Well, because the movement of when you're on a mount isn't your movement; it's the
Well, now I
creature.
feel short.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let me. I don't know if y'all can find it before I can.
First shot was a
here it is.
15.
You can mount a
15
creature
hits.
that is within 5 feet of your dismount. Doing so costs movement equal to half your speed.
I was right. Look at that. Oh wow.
So 7 piercing for the first shot.
Okay.
Magical crossbow. Don't know if it matters.
It does. Ooh, are your attacks magical?
No.
They're not. Okay, I gotta do some recalculation here.
Second
I
roll
mean,
was a
I could
natural
say
20.
yes. But
It's okay. That stuff still happens.
man. I
Second
wanna
roll's
give
a
you
nat
sword
20.
hat.
Is this yours?
How many nat 20s are y'all gonna fucking?
we
That's the
getting-
4th
are we
nat
getting
20
sword?
this fucking
That's why
combat.
I'm not getting any.
I've never rolled a nat 20 in combat.
Roll
so
dual.
what the hell are you talking about?
Oh no.
So 8 magical piercing.
You got it.
Plus 6 for the first one.
Well,
No.
it ended right back to where it was in the first place, so that's fine.
What I roll in the first? Yeah, 8 and 8, right?
Yeah.
16 total.
Yep.
On my turn. Use my movement to hop on his back.
Yes.
Bonus action, conk. Grab the boar.
Yes,
That's a great
send
idea.
back, making
Right,
sure
because
we're
that's
fed.
food. That's real food.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Conk's
can
gonna
help.
run over to the bonfire, pick up the spit,
Pick up the whole bonfire.
and start running towards.
No, just the spit.
I know.
Start running towards the tunnel,
Great, you got it. Yeah, it's only like 10 feet to the bonfire.
and then 20 feet further out.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, absolutely. You're a huge
At the
creature.
start of my turn, he wakes up.
Yeah.
He's dead.
No, he's dead.
No, he's dead.
Dead.
Yeah, I ripped
Never
his
mind.
brains
She
out.
never mind.
brain
Remember,
out.
remember she put her fist through his
Yeah,
skull
and she ate his brain.
and ate his brain?
Yep. Well,
so
we don't
here's
know
the
that.
deal.
Nope.
No, y'all don't know that.
No.
But he's getting up. We gotta get the fuck out of here. Point of order. You are a huge creature. This tunnel's only 10 feet wide.
Oh no.
That's a
So
squeeze.
you can squeeze, you can move, but I believe you're only moving at half your speed.
Oh, well, that would still be 60 feet because I would be making a dash action. So
Right. Well, the action, that's correct. The action you held a dash action, which is just your movement.
So it would be 30 feet.
You would move 30 feet when Cole gets on top of you.
Okay,
That's
cool.
what happened. And then on your turn, you can do
Do 60.
movement and dash.
Okay.
Okay. Great. So with all that, you actually just ends up back to being where the hit points were for it anyway. Great. So that's the end of Zemdak's turn.
Creature.
Grandpa Cruel
Is he gonna-
has suffered a fate that we don't know about. Trisheni, then it's your turn. Oh wait, but the layer action.
Something has
Layer
jumped
action
out of
still
the
happens.
house.
Sorry, I forgot about layer action.
Well, does it happen if he is dead?
It just happens on that initiative number.
But if he's controlling it, and
Also,
he's
if-
dead,
But
None
the
of us
hut
are
itself is
in-
sentient.
so the hut's lair action happens.
Well, they are one and the same.
I thought the hut slayer action happened because we were inside of the hut. And that's just
No. I just
clarification there.
my
No.
clarification was if Grandpa Lonely is dead.
If the hut
He's
is
not around
involved
to
in
do a layer
combat,
action.
the layer action happens. The
Okay.
layer action happens on the same initiative order as the current owner of the hut.
Sure. Yep.
Whether that creature is incapacitated or not doesn't stop the layer action from happening. Does that make sense?
Yep.
No. And I was just clarifying that because we weren't inside the hut, it still takes a layer action. That's all I was clarifying.
That's
probably
correct.
Has, it probably has other.
It
layer
absolutely
actions.
has
This
external
isn't the
layer
layer
No,
action.
and that's literally the
This is
only
the
thing
hut's
I
This
was.
is not the hut's turn. The hut's turn is next.
Correct.
Just the fact that they've rolled really next to each
And
other
that was,
makes this a little.
that was
wonky.
all I was asking was just since we're out of it, does that layer action, or are we still privy to that layer action?
No,
But-
it's just a different type of layer action.
Cool.
You do see as the hut kind of crouches down, it goes like, and and spreads poisonous gas throughout the entire cavern. I need everybody to roll a Constitution saving throw.
At advantage.
Absorb elements?
You don't have to breathe. You don't have to roll it.
Don't breathe.
No, because you're a
You're a warforged. You don't have to breathe.
I believe you.
I believe I do it at advantage.
You do because you're a dwarf.
Absorb elements. Give
You'll
myself
take
resistance.
half. Sure.
23.
23. Let's do it. Go around the table. Zemdak.
14.
That's a failure, unfortunately.
Okay.
You are going to... This is not pretty amount of damage, guys.
Shit. Wait.
15 points of poison damage, and you are paralyzed.
Fuck.
Oh no.
Okay.
Sofka, what was your con save?
Oh no. 13.
15 points of poison damage, and you are paralyzed. Willow.
13, 15 points of poison damage, and I'm
15
paralyzed.
points. Yep. Revik, you don't have to take it because you don't have to breathe. Cole.
17.
You succeed. You only take 8. I'm sorry. You only take 7 points of poison damage, and you are not paralyzed.
23.
Same thing. 7
Not
points of
20.
poison damage, not paralyzed.
Halved. Because I'm a dwarf.
And half, so 3 points of poison damage.
9.
15 points of poison damage, paralyzed.
12.
For until the end of the hut's next turn. Well, I'm sorry, for 1 round. So until the next layer action.
Okay.
Is what happens. Yeah.
Okay.
12. 15 points of poison damage,
Okay.
paralyzed.
Just need to
Yeah.
know.
This thing, you guys have been really, really lucky with this combat so
Yes.
far. This thing, you don't mess with this fucking thing.
So except for those 3, we're all just like...
Yeah, you're just like... yeah.
Elk is just.
Yeah, like
Conk too.
neuro...
Deer in the
No, Conk
headlights.
doesn't breathe.
That's what I'm saying. Conk
Yeah.
is.
Conk does not breathe
Conk,
either.
But
Conk's
he's
one of us.
He's got the spit, and he's running down the tunnel.
Right.
Because that was the last thing I told him what to do.
Gotta get the food.
Amazing.
Great. Okay, that's its layer action. Now it's the hut's turn.
And he takes...
That's right.
Fuck you. 2 damage, because I rolled 2 points.
Oh no, it's not. Is it grappled or restrained or anything?
But it's difficult terrain.
It's difficult terrain for him.
And blinded if he had eyes.
Okay, it doesn't have to move to get to close to any of you because it already had closed the distance when it moved to you after you guys fell, except for those of you that moved away. Speaking of which, did anybody move away from it? You did, didn't? No,
I
you
did.
did. So you. I'm sorry.
I did too. I was 60 feet away.
But you guys didn't get the attack of opportunity because it used it on her. Okay,
Yep.
right. Okay, so all is well.
I don't
It's
know,
going to
did
take
you
its multi-attack,
move away?
which is
So wait
stomp,
for us?
stomp, bite. So it's going to take 3 attacks.
No, probably.
I don't think so.
Willow, it's going for you because you killed its owner.
Yeah, I ate his brain, but
We don't
we'll
know
talk about
that.
that later.
Natural 20 on the first.
Oh,
That's warding
my
flare.
God. I mean, can you still? Or
I
no?
can warding flare for other people now.
Oh, that's super cool.
You gotta tell me the
I know. That's why I didn't. Yeah.
All right, so that's 4d8 coming your way, bludgeoning damage.
Oh my god.
7. It's 18 points of bludgeoning damage for the first stomp. The second stomp.
I don't know how dangerous people are. That's
Well, you're paralyzed.
Yeah.
So are they incapacitated? Wait, is it
I'm
paralyzed?
looking
Paralyzed
at
for
it.
any
Incapacitated.
attack.
Yep. Paralyzes incapacitated.
So they're automatic critical hits.
Yep.
If they hit.
If they hit.
No, no.
I only
And they're
have,
advantaged
like-
because,
Yes.
if they're advantaged because you're incapacitated.
Well, welcome to the session where DM TJ and his house murder us while we're.
Um,
That was nice
that
playing.
is an 18 to hit you then? Does that hit?
Yeah.
Okay. Another crit. It's another crit. Oh, shit. Never mind. I rolled pretty low. 16, 19. 24 points of damage, bludgeoning damage. Are you still up?
I need a calculator.
24 plus, I believe it was
18.
right? So
But what
brings
about the 13 poison?
42.
the 15 poison?
15
Yeah.
poison, sorry.
I think you're probably out.
Yeah, I'm out. I'm
57.
down.
Okay.
Oh, hell yeah, I'm down.
Okay. You're unconscious.
Oh, big time. It stomped me.
It's going to attempt to bite you. Because you killed its proprietor. It's no mercy on this one. Rolls at advantage.
warding flare.
Okay,
rolls
so
the
straight
single die.
roll. Yep, yeah, I saw that coming.
I don't know where I am.
Did you really?
A 10. It misses you.
Thank God.
So it does. It goes down to go like, and then a big flash of light, and it misses its attack entirely as it recoils. So you're okay. You don't take any death saving throw fails. Ah, damn it. Okay. That's its turn.
So now it has to do the dex save.
Yes, now it has to do the dex save. Right. Yes,
If it
because it's
ends-
on the edge of the Hunger of Hadar, so it's still within it. Yeah.
If it ends its turn, it also takes one from my flaming sphere.
Fire. It moved. I'm trying to figure out if it's within 5 feet. Yeah, it's probably on the tail end of it now. But yes, it's probably still within 5 feet of your flaming sphere. Okay, so is it just 1 point, or do I roll dexterity save?
Dex save.
Okay.
That's
There's
also
a
what I'm doing.
16 for dex save.
That succeeds. I think.
Right.
Okay.
So that would succeeds. That would 5 damage.
So well, I didn't roll 2 different dex saves. There's 2 different dex saves. Yours was 23.
So that still saves.
So you take 11 halved.
Okay,
On my
5
2d6.
points of damage. You got it.
And 10 half.
On my 2d6.
So 10 total.
Yeah.
10
Oh, well.
after the halves.
Yep.
10 total.
Yep. You got it. Okay, that is the hut's turn. It is now. Wait a minute. For Shenny's turn.
I am paralyzed, so that means that I cannot do anything, correct? Can I talk,
No,
I couldn't.
or is it just... I just want to make sure that...
you cannot move or speak.
Yep, you are.
So I could do somatic of something.
A paralyzed
Well,
creature
no.
is incapacitated.
Material.
You automatically fail strength and dexterity saving throws. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage. Any attack that hits the creature is a critical hit if the attacker is within 5 feet of the creature. And since you are incapacitated, you can't take actions or reactions.
Can't move or speak.
Yep.
No
Yeah.
actions, reactions.
Yeah. But you don't. You stay that way until the next layer action.
Yeah. So I'll just, in my mind, just angrily bite my tongue. The other point of order,
Yes.
since I'm no longer able to dance, is my AC because I'm not blade dancing necessarily.
Yeah, you have
How
been
does that-
incapacitated, so the blade dance stops. You have to redo it again.
Do I have to redo?
Yep, you have
Okay.
to re-up it, for sure. Yeah. You've lost your rhythm.
So,
Okay.
TJ, take back my flaming sphere. I forgot to roll a con save when I got hit with the poison breath.
Oh, you lost concentration? Okay, you got it. And that was 5 points, so I just gave it 5. Okay.
Well, I would have had to do the same thing for Hadar. Hunger of Hadar.
You got to roll con save?
Yeah.
Yeah. For the 15, so it's just DC 10.
Plus 1, that's a 10.
Okay, you're good. Stays up. Great.
So yeah.
Trishani, you can't do anything.
I'm just
Log,
angry.
you can't do anything either.
Nope.
Argus, you're okay. You can do something.
Okay, I don't know where I am.
You're outside the
You're
hut.
outside.
We're all outside the hut.
in the cavern with that is like near the opening to
We
the
went down an offshoot.
switchback
There was
side
this
tunnel.
hut in the back of the cavern.
We got
went
to meet
into it.
Grandpa.
There's a
Cruel.
giant elk crowding the entire opening
Yeah,
of
sorry, homies.
the opening, so
He got-
nobody can go through
he
because the
got-
elk is blocking.
He
the
got a
air.
little over touchy feely with Cole, so we freaked out on him,
Willow
killed
started
him,
to attack, and so did River.
and then we all ran out of the hut. So we're standing outside of this hut.
He was not respecting Squid Pro Quo, as Trishani has said several times now.
Okay,
So blow that shit up.
how do I get her up?
Or run. Yeah.
I thought you
Or
were
that
after
and run.
I thought he was after me, not before me. Okay. But I could be wrong on this.
No, you're right. I apologize. Yeah, you just have very tiny handwriting. Yes, go.
Okay. Cole's gonna run over to Sofka
Okay.
in the elk form,
Mhm.
touch them, and cast Lesser Restoration, which removes poison and paralysis. It removes a condition.
Right. So essentially, this would be the poison because
Paralyzed.
she's not
Paralyzed.
poisoned. She is paralyzed. But yes.
Right.
Yeah. So you're no longer paralyzed, Sofka.
Sweet.
You got it.
Are you gonna jump on my back? Because then my action,
Right.
my held action would trigger.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna run.
Cole is not gonna hop on your back.
Oh, I'm not gonna run.
You essentially, because of how you're squeezed, you'd have to grab onto the elk's tail. because there's no real room between the roof and the back of the elk.
I'm
You
short
can
enough.
hop on,
Wait, I could try and work my whip.
grab onto the leg or something.
I was going to say I could
Yeah,
try and
no.
work my whip onto the antlers and just hold on.
Yeah, if you want to be like dragged against the wall as you move up. Because the tunnel's 10
Cole's
feet wide,
long.
you're
I mean, I
15
make
foot
stupid
wide
decisions.
creature.
Come on.
Yeah. Oops.
Great. Anything else, Cole? You have bonus action.
I did it last time.
But-
Did you use his inspiration? Did you use the inspiration I gave him last time?
Nope.
Okay, so you still have inspiration too.
Okay.
Sorry, I should have let you know that
You're
when
fine.
you were doing your concentration.
Who do you?
I know. I'm just trying to figure out who's the best person that I can help out right now. And
If I knew
can't
that,
think
I
of
would have
anybody.
used it for my concentration check.
Was it how many of us are down?
Revik
One.
is
It's
awake.
fine.
Yeah.
I'm not going to
You
retroactively use
four
those, 'cause
now
that's
are
it.
the only ones that are not paralyzed.
Besides, yeah. Like fucking smash that fucking piece of shit. So you get inspiration now too, which is another D8, just like you have for your
Inspiration protocol initiated.
How much damage you guys done to this time?
Inspiration.
None.
Inspiration confirmed.
We have not done anything.
Entry
Revik
accepted.
put a big ass hole in the side of it.
No, your flaming sphere did some
it's like-
damage,
Yeah,
and
that's
so
a
did
Decent
Slog's.
hole. Yeah. Okay, cool. Great. That's the end of Cole's turn. Then Argus, you're up.
Cole? Or, yeah.
Argus is up. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I don't really have a choice. I'm casting Fireball at the hut.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's up.
It is. It's 50-foot radius, 30-foot radius.
20 foot. radius.
20-foot radius.
So 40 foot sphere.
You're gonna have to.
Am I going to hit anyone? If I am, I'm changing.
You're
my
gonna
game.
hit. You're gonna hit somebody unless you move out of its threatened square, provoke an opportunity, attack of opportunity, in order to get a perspective and a line of sight that could cause you to hit the ceiling, and therefore just envelop it in the edge of your flame of your fireball.
Or could you just
So take
step
an attack
between
of
its
opportunity
legs?
and hit fireball, and you won't hit any of your allies, or
Won't be able to shoot
cast
high
it
enough.
and you will hit.
Sure.
I believe log the paralyzed members that have
No.
not moved yet.
I'm worried about hitting Willow.
Yeah.
You won't hit Willow
That's not-
unless you move. If you provoke and you move, you won't hit Willow.
Okay.
Because it can just fit in this cavern. The cavern's only like
So it's the-
25 feet tall.
Is the explosion of a fireball not limited by the lines of terrain?
I can make
It
it
is.
explode
You need to
high,
have
too.
line of sight.
Right. I was just saying, could he just launch that fireball right into the hole in the side of the house?
You can, but it's 20-foot radius.
gonna blow
so with the
inside.
edge of it would hit Willow.
It would still exit the. So it would still
Well,
blow through the
it's
windows
15
and
feet
exit
up,
the
so it'd have to
areas of
come
the house,
over and
is what he's
around.
saying.
Right, but the doors and the windows are open. If that makes sense. I mean, yeah, essentially
It's
it is.
still
Once you're
outside.
outside the creature, this creature is solid. Like I can't mess with the
Can't
mechanics
shoot a
that way.
fireball inside
Yeah,
of
you
the
can't.
creature.
Like that's. I mean, I guess
It's
we
a magical
can,
hut.
but
We
fuck.
can't shoot the fireball down the dragon's throat and blow it up from the inside.
No, that's not how it works. God, do you how many fucking shenanigans I'd have to deal with if I allowed you to do that shit?
Yeah, you guys get up to enough shenanigans these days.
What are you doing, Argus? TikTok.
Okay. Screw it. I'll go do it. I'll cast Fireball.
Okay, you're gonna provoke an
Yep.
attack of opportunity.
Morning Flare.
And that's okay because it's now the new turn for
It's
you.
a 3 and a 4 on the die. It was
Okay.
much more than that, but it's not enough to hit you. I don't think.
18's my AC.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because you got the
I got my
new armor. Yeah. All right. Cool. You kind of jump to the side as it tries to like scratch you with its claws and its feet. You're like, "Arr!" and you just you dive to the side and fire your fireball as this tiny mote of flame goes hits a stalactite. I need to roll dex save, correct?
Yes.
It is a 17.
That passes. So he takes half damage. Why do I want to do so much math at the moment?
Well, that's good though.
So 35 halved.
35 halved is
17.
17. Dope. Okay. You see some of the shingles move as they're trying to like pat out their own flames, as each like different piece of wood in its constituent materials can act independently. Cool.
All right, then I'm gonna get as far out
It's
as I
very
can.
in contest style.
Yeah, I was thinking.
I'm getting as far out as I can.
Cool. You can get to Sofka's butt because it's blocking the way.
Sorry, homie.
I only have 25 feet of movement. So
Yeah, I mean, it only takes you 10 feet to get to
Okay.
Sof. Well, you had to move out of it
Right.
and then backtrack. So you move back into its threatened square near where Sofka's butt is. It's not that big of a cavern, unfortunately. Yeah, you had to like kind of go around the cavern because the cavern's only 25 feet in
well,
each
if
dimension.
I have to go back into its threatening, I won't. I'll stay where I'm.
Okay.
And it's.
You got it.
It's not. It has any more reactions this turn.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, it's not. It can't hit you once you go into its threatened square. But
Yeah, but
great.
You also have your sphere if you want to.
no, I don't. I lost concentration.
Oh.
Or yes, I would. Have that.
Willow,
I would have ran.
please roll a death saving throw.
Thank you. What do I add to that?
You just
You don't.
it's just a straight D20 and you tell me what the number is.
Over 10 is success. Under 10 is a
15.
That's a success. Please mark down one death saving throw success. It's right here.
Straight. There.
Oh, okay.
That's the end of your turn, Willow. Sofka.
I'm gonna run.
Okay?
I'm gonna run as fast as I can.
Okay.
He does take the paralyzed Zemdak out of harm's way.
Yeah.
Are you attached to him?
I'm not, but Zemdak
I was
is.
on his back.
Right, but your triggered was to wait for Cole to
Yeah,
attack.
but it's
Yeah,
his
but
turn.
no,
It's
it's
his
my
turn.
turn.
No, I understand. I'm just saying that your triggered action never happened.
Yeah,
correct?
no, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you're going to use your action to dash and your movement to move?
Yes.
So it will be a total of 60 feet of movement as you
Yes.
crawl as a huge elk up through this thing, correct? Okay, you will provoke an attack of opportunity from the creature.
No,
we
you won't.
already did it.
You're right, because it's out of reactions. God damn it. Okay, cool. Yeah, you can do
Okay.
so. Zemdek, you're attached to it.
Well, I'm on his back. I don't know.
You can't get on its back. Its back is up against the ceiling. You can
He-
grab onto its tail or onto its on one of
I
its
thought you
legs.
already did though before, or like you somehow attached to it.
You might have been like
beforehand,
not
but-
as it's trying to go through the tunnel, be knocked off and just. Grab
He's
onto
just like
its tail.
in the fur.
I'm a small
Like,
creature.
Yeah, you're just in the fur, grabbed onto the side of it. Good.
But I'm
okay.
paralyzed, so I
Sure.
can't do that.
You're right. You can't do that.
Oh shit.
I'm
Do
still.
me-
Well, you
I
got
have
paralyzed
no back.
while you were holding him.
What if you had a hold of
Just-
his fur?
If I'm a small creature, can I fit on his back?
This is you. This is the hole. Okay.
That
I
just
just
looks
was
like a very
Okay?
bad
I'm just
sex ed
saying,
demonstration.
anything that's like
Just gonna
clinging
say
to
that.
the outside of it is gonna get
Oh,
peeled
yeah.
off. You know.
Yeah.
Um.
I'm still gonna run.
Okay.
Just
So that I'll
'cause
just
Sorry.
fall off onto the ground.
I just need to run because I'm blocking the entrance.
Paralyzed, I just drop
I'm
off.
glad
Yeah,
somebody
you
else
probably
saw
just
it.
because
too.
I would make you roll a dexterity
you
saving
did.
throw
Which I
or
would
strength
fail.
saving throw to
Not
hold,
everyone.
but you automatically fail dex and strength saving throws.
Yeah.
So, yeah, unfortunately, you automatically
Yeah.
fail the saving throw and you fall off.
I gotta say it.
But you
look
move
at Carradine.
60
Yeah.
feet up the tunnel.
Definitely look at Carrie.
You're about halfway out of the tunnel on the way to the triway because the
You
tunnel is
should have
about
seen
120
the,
feet long.
sewer downspout
It-
that
it
he
does
took for us once.
switch
Yes.
Okay.
That
He could
was
only
pretty
get as far
bad.
as Conk was, which is 30 feet down the hole, unless he crushed Conk.
You want to crunch conk?
No.
I mean, here's the deal. You have like 2 feet of under your belly.
Can I like try to dex save? Make my-
Sure, why not? Yeah,
And then
sure.
if
If you
I,
fail, you'll just be stopped at conk. If you
Okay.
succeed, you can crawl over conk.
that's a 3 on the die.
Right,
so
no,
I
conk,
fail.
conk just like goes and looks behind him like, "Don't rush me."
Sorry, homie. So I go 30 feet.
Yeah, you go. Yeah, you
20
go
feet.
20 feet. You go 20 feet up the tunnel,
Sorry,
which
homie.
means you still have an action if
Because
you
you
want.
couldn't dash.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Do you want to drop your form?
I might drop my form. I'm probably gonna drop my form.
Drop
Yeah.
your form. Didn't you do anything for Zemdak?
I will wait. Let me actually check.
Take your time, or don't take your time.
How far away? So I'm 20 feet away from.
Pretty much all
Willow.
the paralyzed members.
Okay. I'm 20 feet away from Willow, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so I'm gonna drop my form in an action and then bonus action cast Healing Word. That's 30 feet,
I don't
right?
think
Yes.
you have to draw.
You don't have to use an action to drop your form. You can just drop it as a free action.
Oh, okay, then I will. Yeah, but I'll still use Healing Word.
Yeah,
as a
bonus action. Go ahead and roll your healing.
Okay, I'll do it at
Willow's back up.
first level.
Yeah, you're still prone,
Somebody
but you're
heals you?
conscious now
Yes.
with
Yeah, I
however
healed
many
you.
hit points you
Yes.
give.
Not the cleric.
That is 6 points of.
It's 6 points of hit points. You have 6
Yeah,
hit
six
points left,
hit points.
and you're back to consciousness
All right.
as you come back to consciousness.
I just went up and I did.
Great. You still have an action.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
a bonus action.
Still
Can you run yourself?
I could just run myself.
Or you
You good? You want to dash as yourself now?
Sure.
You just run past Conk, and you
Bye,
move
guys.
30 feet past Conk.
I'm out.
The elk form didn't work for you,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
I tried.
Great. The next up then is that's the end of initiative. We're back to Revik. You were completely unaffected by the poisonous spray because you didn't need to breathe. How poison works for you is that I believe, are you resistant? Does it say that you're resistant to poison? Okay, so if it's in direct hit with you, if you're hit with poison damage, it's different. Like a
Blade or something.
or a dragon's breath weapon, that's different.
Yep.
This was just gas. So seeing as you didn't need to breathe it in at all, you're fine.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yep. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm gonna smash a chicken foot.
You got it. Toenail crushing. You
That's
got
right.
it. Talon crushing, I guess.
So that'll be 27.
Yes.
27. That'll hit.
12 damage.
Okay. Ooh, get stomped. All right, you have another one.
Yeah, that one's gonna be not as good. That'll be an 11.
Unfortunately, no. Is you kind of get like shoved by one of the back talons and you get knocked off balance during your swing.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and use a superiority die in order for precision.
Precision strike. Cool.
See if I can.
You also have, well, but he already said that he missed it. That's
Oh, what does inspiration do?
inspiration.
Oh,
As
it's
long as you
advantage.
say it's
No,
first, he
no.
tells you
Just
whether
like what
it's
your precision
success
strike
or
was.
a-
Oh,
So any
you
ability
abbreviate.
check, attack roll, or saving throw, you can add his inspiration die to before I declare to you whether it misses.
Okay.
It's a success or a failure.
So that'll be 15.
Or I guess it's after. I guess it's any time, right?
No, it literally says before you say
Okay.
success or failure.
Yep.
15.
15 just hits, I believe. Or 14 just hits. But that was when you were inside. 15 just hits when you're outside.
Okay.
That's
12
essentially
damage again.
as 12 damage again. Ooh, boy. Ooh, boy, I'll tell you right there, I guarantee. Adam has the dice roll. Adam, I think, is the only one that knows what that's from.
I know what it is.
And
now
you know
because
it's
of
from too.
I do too, yeah.
Yeah. Oh boy, that's some southern wine. All right, great. Is that it, Revik? Are you moving or are you staying right there?
No, I'm standing right there.
Okay, cool. Zemdek, you're up.
So incapacitated, I can't hold an action even, right?
Oh, right, because that's just your turn. You're
Yeah.
done. You don't get to do anything.
Conk just keeps running down the tunnel.
Right.
Since he can use his own actions, he'll dash, and he'll get 60 feet. Down
Okay,
the tunnel.
cool. Layer action happens.
We all come back.
Yeah.
It's at the end of the layer action.
Okay.
Just as stunned happens, it happens at the end of the turn. Granted, if it gets re-upped, you're paralyzed again.
Okay.
Layer action happens. The hut is going to, instead of do a poison, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? You're still
No.
there too.
Just the three of us.
Not paralyzed. The ones within striking range of the.
Oh, I'm not within melee.
So 1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4.
I was back by where Sofka was because I touched him.
Well,
So
I
at
was
the-
originally at the edge of the cavern to begin with, also.
Right, but that's when Sofka was blocking it, so you couldn't get any farther.
Yeah.
So at the very least 4. Right, okay, cool. Okay. Yep, okay. So you see. Pardon me. You see the form of the hut begin to condense and shudder as shingles start to collapse into each other, becoming kind of like a row house. And its legs start to get smaller as it kind of pulls its legs, doesn't fall to the ground, it pulls its legs up into the air like the creature, like into the house. and then you see it start to spin.
No way I can do a reaction, correct?
You are
Not until the
paralyzed
end.
still.
Until
no.
the end.
Yeah, until the end of this layer action.
Okay. Sorry.
And it is going to plane shift out of here. It's a teleport spell. Those that are that are near it are incapacitated still, so nobody can take a reaction.
Except for me.
You can, but you can't take a attack of opportunity on a teleport spell.
Right.
But yeah, so nobody's counterspell, so it just plane shifts. And you just see a couple chicken feathers in the air as it disappears. It did not like what had happened, and it was gone. That being said, the gas dissipates. All of you regain consciousness and facilities of your body. We are out of initiative.
Conk, come back.
I eat the berry.
It's only 1 hit point.
Sure.
I don't care. I'm like, oh my god.
Don't eat anything else today then. 'Cause
Yeah.
we have some nasty rules for if you have more than just one of those.
Conk
or
comes
anything else.
down with the spit with the boar on it.
Always take a short rest and get some life.
Carve off a
Just-
chunk and
just like kind of jogging behind.
Cast healing word at 2nd level on Willow.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you for taking care of that thing.
Yeah, you guys.
Thank you for getting me out of there. Thank you.
Did is Grandpa?
Dead.
He's dead.
He is dead.
Are we sure that he's
Yes,
completely?
he's definitely dead.
He watched it happen, so he knows what happened.
His body may be dead, but we don't know about his soul.
And if that's the case, I feel like we just made the powerful enemy.
You recover.
Well,
Like,
didn't Granny Lonely have to stick to her deal?
8 points.
Yes.
I'm wondering
That was
if
not a
because
great
he
roll.
betrayed his
take
own
it.
Roll a 2 and a
balance.
1.
Technically, he didn't betray his deal. That was just part of him eating.
He took more than was offered.
Monkey paw. It's a little monkey paw. But yeah, I mean,
He overdrew.
you also didn't let it finish, so you don't know if Cole was going to survive that or not.
Yeah, I never got to that point because I was about to stop before.
Either
I
way-
Speaking of which, you still have like crow's feet and stuff.
I think
Did
we're
age
more of a
anywhere,
neutral.
Or do I just look exhausted?
At the moment, you look 20 years older than what you were before.
Oh,
You look like you're in your
awesome.
40s.
Yeah, Cole's like 40.
You also don't know how long this is going to last or not. You don't feel like too horrible. You just feel
Does it feel like the
exhausted.
last time I was aged, or does it feel a little different?
it's a little
The
different.
last
Okay.
time I was aged.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm currently aged higher than.
When
But
you
you're
fight,
a dwarf, so you can't really tell.
when you fight ghosts, like certain phantasms
They
can
can
also
age you. I
pull your vitality.
I aged
Fright.
14 years. Trisheni aged 14 years. Log aged 28 years. And
I don't-
Argus aged 14 years, but he didn't give a shit because he's a dwarf.
I mean, you care, but
I
it's like
care.
it's like a year.
And the
Again, it's like a
130 years, I
drunken
won't care.
summer for a dwarf. Like,
New gray hair in your beard.
Not even close.
it's more like he got wasted for like 6 months.
I'm now like.
Your beard just got
54
bigger.
out of, like,
Actually, is what
300.
happened.
Oh, you're young.
So I'm 41 now, guys. Awesome.
Maybe maybe if you do a nice mask,
Well,
like it'll help
we
with the
still
crow's
have
feet.
Cole's
and-
contemplating a midlife crisis.
Right.
If this doesn't clear up, we still have a couple of drops of.
I mean, it's a
The
little
wine.
bit older than last
We
time.
could
I
also
can
wait
always
for
get a little
the
younger.
heart.
Or we wait for the heart to reset.
It did work on that little halfling fucker who drank the
Well,
wine.
the wine worked on log too. It just went too far back. Now with
Yeah.
where you're at now,
It might work for me,
It
yeah.
might
If
be
we do
alright.
it about that same one, I might actually end up like Log and be a little younger, you know.
Can't complain.
do you want to wait till tomorrow? See if this is maybe just like too much for
Yeah,
one day. See if
Let's rest and see what happens
Okay.
first.
Cool.
well, I mean, shouldn't we continue on?
Yeah.
No. What I'm saying is we'll rest and then.
Do we need
if
to take
in
a
the
short
morning I
rest?
need to.
Well,
Yes.
first,
I wouldn't argue with it.
can I take a look around, see if anything was left behind?
do you need my potion?
Yeah, go ahead and roll an investigation check.
What is that?
I'd rather cast a high level spell.
I know. I was.
30.
This is a
30?
potion of healing.
You scour this cavern as you move around. For the sake of me not describing what a modern piece of equipment is to people that don't understand it, you find what looks like... Zemdak doesn't know what this is at all.
Okay.
But you find what looks like a 1950s thermostat, like a wall thermostat, on the ground.
I mean, I would recognize it as some sort of instrumentation. But I wouldn't
some sort of
understand
instrumentation.
what it's
But
measuring.
yeah, for those of you at the table, it looks like a 1950s wall thermostat. Just
like the big
on the
brass
ground.
ring,
Yeah.
like the wood mount, and
Yeah, and it's been broken up. No, like a thermostat that controls the furnace.
Yeah, I got you. The dial.
So
thing.
it's,
Yeah, the
it's a
dial
little
thing.
dial, or it's got the little
Yeah,
slide on the
and it's
bottom.
got like a
of it,
piece
too.
of the wood that's smashed off from the house. It seems like it's something that was knocked off the house when Rivik blew a
Somebody
hole through the
first
house,
through
through
the
the hut.
Cool.
You pick it up, it opens up, and begins to snap at you. It's a mimic.
Oh no.
Don't
Sorry,
touch
guys.
the thermostat in Grandpa's hut!
Disadvantage.
Movie.
Why would I have disadvantage?
Conk.
Oh, Conk grabs it?
I called him back.
Oh, I understand.
So he can oppose it.
Yeah, no, it doesn't hit you.
3-year-old will run around singing. Talking about
But it's like, it's now on the
I
ground.
will too. It's a little annoying. Actually,
It's a 1950s thermostat mimic.
through the wall. I was like, oh,
That piece of pork I pulled off, I feed it to the mimic.
Feed it.
I heard it. I just left
Well, it feels like he had a COVID. I'm like, he
Don't touch that thing.
You hear inside your coat.
Well, I've been feeding him. I'll sneak him some pork too.
Oh, it's okay. You feed it pork, it eats it. It's like, mm.
Pull it out, and I'll walk back closer to the thermostat, and I'll set it down on the ground.
It like rolls, like only an egg can roll across the ground to the thermostat. The thermostat licks it, and they both kind of. The egg grows just a little bit, just a tiny bit, maybe about like half a centimeter, and they both kind of mimic their exact facial expression as much as a mouth can have facial expression, and just go like. Almost like they're acting in complete unison, simpatico.
Take a little more pork and toss him.
It's like two dogs gnawing on a bone, they pull at it.
Like one piece each. Like I'll take.
Sure.
He had a little mimic egg that he's kept with him this whole time. From like session 0.
They're both gnawing it.
And she says something about that.
Come here, boy.
Which one are you talking to?
My egg.
You say, "Come here, boy." They both pop on their side and roll towards you.
Are they both like eggs now?
One's a full 1950s thermostat.
Okay.
One is the red egg.
Okay.
But they're both acting in complete unison, like synchronized swimming, as it were.
Okay. I'll pick up my egg. Slide him back into my pocket.
You leave the thermostat there.
Well, I'll reach down and pick it up afterwards. I'm gonna pick the
Okay.
egg up first.
You pick the egg up first, and the other one's like hopping.
I'll pick him up and like set him on my shoulder.
Do we really
He
need
just-
another one?
Because of the nature of mimics, he just sticks because he has adhesive skin. I love the artificer having a 1950s thermostat on his shoulder as a pauldron.
I'm starting a mimic army, boys.
What a cool artificer who all of his inventions are also mimics.
Yeah, I mean, that's
So
pretty cool.
I'm just imagining us finding a lab and like you setting up your army of mimics in one of the host labs.
Do we want to stay here for a little rest, or do you want to go back to the main?
I mean, we were just gonna
Roller.
eat lunch. Might as well do that
Yeah, I
and then
mean,
get back on the road.
You
right.
think this house is coming back?
I mean, if we want to be super safe, we could go to the Sky Lounge. I'm just saying.
Sky Lounge probably wouldn't be a bad idea, just in case.
Just in case, that's what I'm thinking.
Back out to the mouth of this.
But if we sit here, we can use our flame without having to like hold
That's
it
true.
outside.
There's already a bonfire here.
Yeah.
Let's just stay here.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't think the hut's coming back.
The power to cast that spell to get out of here couldn't have been easy.
Yeah. No, I don't
We've
think so.
thought those
It's-
He
And then
is
it still happens.
not evil. The world is a terrible and dangerous place.
All right.
Yeah, hence our DM is evil.
I'm a very nice person.
You are a very nice person. When you are not our DM.
Oh shit.
So, do we take advantage of the bonfire,
Yeah.
Yeah.
or do we get out of here?
It's not a bonfire. It's like a campfire.
Sure.
Yeah, but it's
All we
still
need
for
is a
the-
fire.
Yeah.
For
It's still like it was trampled when the hut was moving
Sure.
around, but there's still embers there.
I'm gonna relight it.
Easily enough.
Take a
I
short
leave it
rest.
alone this time.
There's wood there. Wild. There's wood. There's still some wood here. So
Take a short rest.
you guys going to take a short rest? Okay. Go ahead.
I'm gonna use my
Is anybody
what's that thing called?
keeping watch during this short rest?
Bonfire charm.
Conk will watch the tunnel
You got it. Got it.
for me.
Okay. Yeah, because he doesn't really need to rest. And so will you? You can rest just by looking. Same thing. You can
Oh,
still take a
and
short rest. and
While
you
we're
still
taking
need
the
to
short rest, do not forget that Cole is playing his Song of Rest, which gives everybody an extra D6 of healing off there.
So if you want to split, so those because how short rests work with hit die is that you have a certain number of hit die equal to your level of your character. Depending on your class, is the size of it. Whereas I think monks have a D8,
Yeah, they're with
whereas
us,
fighters
yeah.
have a D10. You can roll any number of those, add your Constitution modifier to each of them, and that's how much hit points you regain during your short rest. You also, if you spend at least one because he's playing a Song of Rest, you get another
D6.
D6
Okay.
to roll just for free.
How many rolls do I get then?
As many as you want to spend of your hit dice.
You only
Six.
get
You have a pool of 6 hit die.
And monks have a D8
Yeah.
hit die.
So right here, you have a pool of 6 D8.
8. Okay, that's
hit
what I
die.
did.
You can spend
So-
any number of them to regain hit points. Also, with the bonfire charm, anytime
roll a one,
one is rolled, it's
automatically
considered a
it's
2.
Even
Oh, it's
even for
considered a two?
Cole's thing, you think?
Even for the
He
Song
needs- the last thing
I
with this
doubt
is
it.
that
It's
you
already
regain.
rest. If you rolled it on the 6, I doubt.
If
Yeah.
you regain.
I mean,
Because that would be.
I am a 6.
Then
Okay.
you could just say.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. The last thing about this is that any of your hit dice that you spend are spent, and you regain half of your maximum hit dice when you take a long rest, rounded down. So the next time you take a long rest, if you spent any of your hit dice, you will regain 3 of them because you guys are level 6.
All right.
So, like, a lot of people don't use all their hit dice. They keep some in reserve,
Alright.
just in case there's, like, long stretches where you can't take a long rest.
But I can do one at a time.
Especially like,
Yes, absolutely.
on the off chance that we maybe spend, a month and a half in the same day.
Yeah.
It happens.
If you're doing it
Yeah,
right
it's-
now, also roll a d6
But,
because of his
okay.
Song of Rest.
So this is maybe something that I misunderstood. So I add my con modifier to
Right,
each
I'm
hit
at
dice that I
15.
roll.
Yes,
That's
Okay,
right.
I haven't even been doing
Not
that
to
before.
your own. Your D6
So-
doesn't get an extra con.
Right, but the other ones,
But
yeah.
the other ones do.
The D6
Fine.
doesn't? I thought the D6 did.
The Song of Rest doesn't get. It's not a hit dice itself.
Oh, okay.
It's just an
extra
extra
dice.
D6 that you can
So
roll to
it's
add
eight.
to your
You're
hit
right,
dice.
you're right,
So.
you're right.
And with that
23.
bonfire charm, just to make sure there's
And that's
no
only for the one roll, right? Or
DM.
every
The
roll?
d6 is only for the one roll.
Yeah.
DM, the bonfire charm would not work on the Song of Rest.
At an 8.
No, because it's not
Plus
a hit
3.
die.
Okay,
So
cool.
11.
Just double checking.
Why'd you get a 1 on that save?
Yeah, and I designated it that. So I'm just double checking.
I am fully healed.
You know.
You see Argus
I used my
throw
D6
another
on
log of
D8.
wood on the fire from the small pile that is nearby, cast Produce Flame,
4.
fire it
roll
up
the
again,
one, it's
and then
automatically
toss
Okay,
what looks like
so-
this clear ceramic item into the fire that kind of like floats up in the flame that just kind of makes you all feel warm.
Revik, commendations. You are quite a capable combat unit.
Thank you. Your praise is appreciated.
I love it. Put into file commendations.
You do that monotone voice.
While we're
So great.
while we're sitting around the campfire, I'll pick up like a flat piece of stone
Yep.
and I'll start like chipping away at it to make like a little medal for him.
Okay.
Nothing fancy, like just carving out a little sort of childlike what a badge would look like.
Oh, right. You're trying to give him a badge of
An
honor.
actual commendation.
Oh, that's so cute. Okay, roll a tinkering check, dexterity based.
Well, I'm gonna say this before you do that. I'm gonna pull out that big ass scale
Well,
that I
this is
have and ask
tinkering,
you if you want to
actually.
use
This
that.
is-
I mean, it's tool check.
Yeah, but it's more of like a crafting check than it is a tinkering check.
Dex?
Yeah, just straight dex check. Go.
But it's using tools.
I understand, but there's no moving parts involved. Does that make sense?
But if I'm using a tool check,
Do you have
expertise?
Do you have? Hold on, there's a list of tools. That's true. It's a very good point, but it depends on whether you're proficient in the tools that you're in.
Glass blowers, jewelers, smiths, or tinkers.
You're proficient in smith's tools?
Yes.
So then, yes, I would give it to you because it's stonework.
Yeah.
Because I don't think there's like a.
There is a stone.
Oh, there's
basin.
There's masonry's tools is what you use for
Yes.
this. So you're not proficient. In
Okay.
I was gonna say, I was gonna pull out that big ass black scale that I have, that matte black scale,
Yes.
and see if Zimdak wanted to use that instead.
Not this time.
Okay.
Just a straight dex check. 21.
21.
We gotta use that at some point, though.
What are you trying to make this look like?
Like bronze star, like a very elaborate, like filigree starburst.
Oh, okay, cool. You got it. Yeah, you can like chip away at some of the edges to make it look kind of like a stone throwing star kind of deal with like a circle in the center, if that's what you mean, I believe. You mean the actual bronze star of the metal?
No, I'm gonna do this like football players put things on their helmet, like checks on their helmet. I'm gonna like try to make like an actual house style shape, like a house shape, basic house shape, with 2 legs sticking out of the bottom.
You want to make it look like the hut?
Yeah.
Cool. Sure. You get like the basic shape of the hut. It's pretty much just a house with like legs that kind of have talons on them, and you do your best with your tiny little when you scrape stone, it leaves that white mark behind to like make it look like there's feathering on the legs. Yeah, cool. You have this little stone. It's just regular stone.
Yeah.
It's not like super sturdy.
Just like a
but
granite chip.
Yeah.
That I picked up off the ground. In combination for a successful battle, I'll like put a little dot of epoxy on the back and I'll stick it to your chest. I award you this mark of the kill.
You honor me.
I love this. Great. Awesome. So the rest of you get your short rest in. Anything else you guys would like to do during your short rest?
Should we try to make this boar more travel ready? Besides just being on a spit and carrying out of here, like carve it up, something like that. Does anybody know how to do that?
Pull out my daggers.
I mean, we don't.
This was near the tail end of the day, by the way.
Oh, this was? Oh.
Yeah, just because the way. Well, I mean, I guess we could say it was in the middle of the day, and you can continue the rest.
You originally said like lunch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right, yeah, you're right. That's correct. So it happened around midday, and you can continue the rest of your travel.
Yeah.
And then you'll have the long rest before you roll again on the travel/encounter table. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Like this was your encounter for the day. Unless you decide to push and want to move a little bit further and faster, and then something else might happen again. Does that make sense?
I mean, there's still a couple hours that we could continue regular travel.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And that would then finish
would
up your like the 24 mile a day regular travel.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes. But, I mean, I don't know that there's any way to preserve this, so to speak. It's already cooked. We can't turn it to jerky at this point.
All right. I mean, I guess I don't know. I'm not very well versed
We'll
in
reset
that.
you today, though.
I mean,
Eat our fill.
Yeah. Eat as much of it as possible.
Are you sure you're still hungry?
I'm not hungry at all. Thank you.
Conk will carry it with us to our nighttime camp, and we can, like, make a stew or something.
Yeah, maybe that'll be good.
Keep the bones to make some stock later.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Make sure to keep the feet.
I mean, if as long as we eat it tomorrow, it should keep relatively well.
Yeah, I
If
mean,
we recook it.
Yeah.
So I'll put in the remains in the bag.
Cool. All right. You do that, and I guess then you guys continue traveling for the rest of the day.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It's now time to rest. You guys want to compete to look for a spot to rest? Oh, Trisheni is.
Oh
off her
shoot!
ball.
Sorry, I was.
She's gonna win.
I don't know, man. Well,
Sokka's gonna
maybe.
throw her
17.
hat in the ring.
Yeah!
For
Nat 20.
I had 21, but you know what? I think
Hey,
you
I
know,
did.
I have
on
You
Sofka.
did.
No,
you
I
did.
have. I have +1 to.
And you got them.
investigation. No, I have +2. I have +2.
I mean,
Well,
this
plus
could be
the-
survival if you wanted to, just because.
Ooh, in that case, I have +5
Yeah, 25.
plus guidance.
Plus
Yeah,
guys.
they're better at investigation, which is why they chose investigation. That's all.
So that is a 28.
28. So
They're
you
like-
guys start thinking about it, and Sofka's like, I found the
Right over there.
spot. What do you say?
That one looked that great.
You know what? You're right. How did I miss that? I don't understand. You...
Conto's like,
Nice.
"Meh."
All right.
I'm gonna give him a little smack on the back. Good job.
On Sofka's back?
Dick on his face.
You, yeah? Are you,
Prestidigitation.
you slap Conk on his back
No,
or Sofka? on
Sofka.
his back? Okay.
Good job.
Her back. Okay.
Like, yeah.
You prestidigitate.
Congratulations. And then I keep walking.
Okay, the rest of you see a small dick appear on the cheekbone of Sofka.
That's mean.
In ink. Sofka, you don't know, or
Sofka just
Cole's
seems
gonna
like a little
roll
like
sleight of hand
dot.
for me though.
Cole's gonna walk up and touch Sofka and go, "It's a good day, isn't it?" and take it off.
What'd you
It's
get?
an 11.
11. You just feel tickle. You like scratch it.
Scratch it.
Yeah, and you smack it on the back, and you go ahead and roll a sleight of hand as well. Go like, no, Sofka's sacred. They're not part of the prank wars.
Sofka hasn't joined the prank wars yet, so
you have to do it
18.
willingly.
18.
18. You can't get pulled into it. Yeah, you just had an itch there for a moment, and that's gone.
That was weird.
Right, you guys rest for the evening. Anything you guys want to do before
Do you
bed
want to
down?
try ascending on your father?
We can try again. I am still worried about him, but again, I don't want to keep being a burden and wasting your magic.
Spend some time studying
So-
It
guns
comes
command.
back.
Okay.
Adam, if you're headed upstairs, the pizza's gonna be here any moment. So.
Okay. I just gotta...
All right. Yeah.
You
let's try it.
already wrote down what you were going to say to me.
I
Or for me.
did.
I didn't.
I need to find it.
So I'm going to try to sending her father.
Yep. And
You got it. Do you know what he looks like?
I
From
Vaguely.
there was a
The
lot
stick
involved.
figure,
Remember?
right?
No, it was a bunny.
Because yeah, Zemdak got it mostly right, but short.
Okay.
yeah.
Roll. No, I'll just do it.
I tried drawing it, but it was a stick figure.
Okay. What's the message?
I'm Argus, traveling with your daughter Trisheni, who's alive and well. She wants to know, are you and Papa Micah okay? You can briefly respond.
There's a long pause. Before you hear it. This is to your Kenran father, right?
Yeah.
Haladim?
Haladim.
I am glad that she is alive. I don't know if you can, but keep her from coming here. It's no longer safe. She still has one father left. Don't let her come for me. The zealots, they run it now. And that's it.
So
Is everything good?
not so much. Apparently the zealots have taken over the town and
The city.
The city, and he doesn't want you to come for it. He's not doing good. He's having some. He did not sound very well. Actually, do I need an insight check to see if he's actually faking that or not?
Sure.
To try
Yeah,
to,
go ahead and
like,
roll an insight check.
24.
That was pretty genuine.
Okay. Which one? You know.
It's like reeling from being imprisoned and torture, that kind of thing.
He sounded really bad, like has been tortured. He is already writing himself off as dead.
Okay.
He says at least you still have
This
one
lines
father
up from what you've heard from your sister about what's going on in Babas right now.
Right. With the one like super quick
Like the
message.
Inquisition kind of deal that's going on.
Well, we didn't get that much information yet.
Well,
yeah.
the whole. Well, no, you got information about how. Well, how much did you?
All
Because
I got
she
is
didn't.
it's in trouble.
All we said it was my boss is in trouble.
Okay, right.
The
right,
other,
right.
the other sister. I know. I'm
Right,
partitioning.
the other
it's
one.
hard.
Knows, the other one knows more. Right.
Hard. So that's. I mean, I'm gonna go after him anyway. That's and try to save him. I don't see why. It's okay, but.
That's.
All right.
It's too heavy.
It made at least sound like your other father made it out.
That's good. At
Because
least.
he did say you still have one father left. So that's my assumption, is that at least your other one is safe.
Okay. Hopefully, maybe Papa Micah went back to the where we were heading anyway. So. Okay. I'm just gonna need a few minutes. I
Of
think.
course. If there's anything you need me to do.
All right. Thank you.
Anything else before you bed down this evening?
I got one more spell. Anyone need to talk to anyone?
I still think we should try to contact my mentor again. And I'm going to cast Minor Illusion to create a picture of Rufino so he knows what Rufino
Right.
looks like.
It's like. Right.
Did you send me what you were going to
Do me a favor, roll an
I'm not-
Arcana check to see, because Minor Illusion is not disguised self, but yes, you can get a pretty good.
Yeah. It's, if I remember correctly though, the range, it's like a 5-foot
Yes,
image.
yeah, you can make. Just roll an Arcana check to see how accurate the image is.
Oh, great. That's, I am great at Arcana. So let's just see how this works.
19.
Actually, it worked pretty well. 19.
19. Oh yeah, it looks pretty much. I mean, it's the image of how you saw him last. Whether
Yeah.
that's what he looks like now, you don't know. But
You're right. It doesn't look like a human.
I did write you out a message though.
Okay.
give me 1 minute to pull
I assume.
his character up.
Seems like you up. Yeah.
Rufino, right?
Yeah.
You got it. Rufino Morando.
Yep.
What is this man?
He is a. Actually, I don't think we ever discussed his race, did we?
Elf. He
Elf.
was an elf.
He's a full high elf.
Yes, he is.
Correct. Yes.
That's why I'm like, oh wait, you're right. He doesn't look like a human.
Yeah. So his most likely his age or his appearance has not changed a whole lot at all due to his race. Okay. I'll roll something for you. Okay. What's the message?
Rufino, Collier student asked me to contact you. We have met Emrys Ehrenbach. How evil is he? Where can we find him? Be brief.
Oh.
He's going to use all of his words, just getting ready.
Those don't count as words.
They did for... What's her name?
Yeah, they did the gesture.
Well, that's because she was saying do.
Donuts.
Donuts.
I just saw the clip of that the other day because I haven't gotten there yet. That's awesome.
Salutations to my student Cole. Evil? I do not know if the Ehrenbachs are evil, but they do rule and in Saint-Leu. Emrys is their adopted child. What was the other question you asked?
Where can we find him?
He travels much, doing the bidding of the family. Wish you well. Kisses, hugs.
So apparently Emrys is adopted.
Okay.
And he's out doing the bidding of the family, according to.
Oh.
It's like a
So we might want to warn Logs. Then, if he's doing the work of the family, we might want to let Log know he's probably super close to his mother. Then.
Who says that he's actually doing that?
They were the.
Yeah, but how much do you think Rufino actually knows about Amherst?
I'm not going to say he knows a lot, but he probably knows more than you or I do, considering he is a elf.
But if he thought that he's doing the bidding of his family by raising undead hordes and destroying the world, you think someone might have actually found out about that?
Oh, yeah, because, evil people go around just telling everybody what they're doing.
I mean, there's
He
monologues.
only told us when he thought he was going to kill us, so...
Fair point.
And he hasn't even told us. We've kind of pieced together what he's doing.
Is there anything else you guys do before you head bed down for a long rest this evening? Okay.
I will pray to the God Pharaoh.
Do you?
Yeah,
Okay.
because I am...
You pray to the
Really?
God Pharaoh. No role needed. You don't have an innate connection with the God Pharaoh like a cleric would.
If I see her praying, I'm going to sit down and pray with her, but not to her deity, to mine.
Okay.
Perhaps we should also talk about how Grandpa Cruel died.
Grandpa Krulu is dead.
Sokka's already passed
Yeah,
out.
he said, yeah, he's dead. He's for sure dead. Remember? Yeah, he said that.
Cole's just finally, realizing what he said with that. Oh, that is awesome.
Maybe we should
Thank
send
God.
in Grandpa Cool to see if his soul was...
Are you not going to tell them?
I punched him in the head and ripped out his brains. He's dead.
That's fucking awesome.
And then
Sokka's
and
wakes up.
Then I ate a bite of his brains, so his soul is not coming back. It's been sent somewhere.
You didn't save any?
You should have cooked it first.
Didn't have time.
Uh,
So yes,
Does-
I sent his soul somewhere else. So it
whatever
will not
you
be coming
did
back.
changed you. You absorbed something from him.
I don't think I absorbed anything from him.
When Revik says that, all of you roll a perception check. Granted, this is a new individual. You're not quite as familiar with their form.
I was also going to ask if hearing that she ate his brain, if that triggers anything in Cole at all. Okay, cool.
Perception, not insight. It's perception.
Perception, yeah. I mean, it could be insight. if you
This
want
is the
to
same
be
thing for me,
insight.
but I was just making sure.
Oh, we went opposite
Lynn's like,
directions.
why did you rat me out?
Totally.
I want to hold my hammer to my soul and see if I can feel anything in regards to her being.
Okay, I'll make that an insight check then.
Okay.
Perception.
22.
22.
Another bad one.
Dirty 20.
Okay.
16?
Also 16.
I rolled 2 nat ones.
Yeah, and it's already been more than 10 minutes, so you don't have that inspiration anymore.
She's hard to read.
Oh, we took a short rest.
Those that roll a 20 and above, Revik, you know this already, see that her horns appear to have grown, almost like she hasn't grown older, which is usually the case when tieflings have. Her horns appear to have grown in girth and size and length.
Your horns have grown. That's for sure.
And her eyes have become more piercing, the sclera among them becoming a deeper hue of what they were before.
Something has changed with you.
But it's very subtle.
It's just a connection to my bloodline.
I know what you're talking about. She looks like a teapot.
Yeah.
But
Her horns grew.
They do that.
So-
They were little nubbies when I was a child.
So does your hair.
Yeah, but they grew in between you,
On that one.
us entering that house, and you coming out.
I'm with Cole on this one.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well,
They're
I
not
don't
like
know.
they were a few hours ago.
yeah.
I mean, was it your birthday today? Do you know that?
I don't even know when my birthday would be. But that
Hey, me
would be
neither.
kinda neat. No, I have. It's just a connection to my bloodline.
Okay.
So
Well,
Is-
But why would
I
eating a
tell
brain
if she's-
help with that?
Oh, that's hard to do.
Because I sent his soul to hell.
Oh,
Cool. So I could talk to it.
can I?
Sending can talk to different
Do
dimensions.
do I believe her like with what she
Roll an
said?
insight check.
Yeah, can I roll an insight
Absolutely.
check too?
Is this the question of...
Oh,
whether
nat
you
one.
believe- do you believe it? She seems like really trustworthy.
Oh.
Super trustworthy. You should trust her with your life.
Okay.
9.
I agree.
9. She's hard to read.
Damn.
I agree. You know, I just, yeah. I feel you. It's,
Cole's gonna mentally say it, just not realizing it because he doesn't realize how his powers work. And he's gonna go, really, that's interesting. It's like he doesn't quite believe you.
Sokka's like very torn in this moment because she's like, something's weird and different, but also this person seems really chill. We're cool.
She's really cool. She fucking ate somebody's brain. That's dope as shit. That's so
dang.
metal.
I've watched so many souls go away and go into the, the great
That
compilation.
so
and
sucks
just
how
like,
you rolled 2 nat ones.
that's wild.
Oh
One
man,
over 100.
what a horrible time for that to
I
happen.
know. I would find out so much information. Very well.
Okay. Anything else before you bed down?
I completely believe. That's what it is.
Okay.
That's what it is.
If nothing else, the
Just working
dome.
on my lament a little bit more, but that's about it. And then
Sure.
I cast my
Dome.
dome, and we go to business.
Great. And you do the same things with Conk and Revik, keeping watch as you normally do. Great. I'm going to ask here then, could everybody but Lynn please go upstairs and await the pizza that is arriving any minute now?
Yay.
Lynn, could you stay down here for a moment? I'm going to mute the mic for just 60 seconds so we don't get too much sound of stuff moving around. We'll be back in 60 seconds. So, Willow.
Mm-hmm.
As you bed down to rest this evening, your mind drifts off into unconsciousness, subconsciousness, and you find yourself back in your room that you had been for so many years in the temple. You're standing in the same spot you stood when you saw your reflection in the slag glass window. When you saw not you, but the visage and the form of something else, more powerful, more ornate, more glamorous, more exaggerated before you. And rather than the voice coming through your head and you not seeing it move, the mouth moves and it speaks to you. And it walks back and forth, pacing for a moment, not mirroring your forms. It's not an actual mirror, then it's another entity within this slag mirror, this distorted reflection. It's this beautiful woman, this silken thin dress that just hangs from her every curve, these ibex horns that go up and then curl back, that are twisted again and again and again and again over this dark red crimson that goes across from the bridge of her nose up across her forehead with a lighter pale gradation that works down to her chin, her 2 devil-like fangs peeking as she bites her bottom lip. She inhales as though she's thinking about what to say next. And she taps on her canine, thinking, so much we learned. So much you have said. You've done us a service. Not... You see a pang of frustration in her face. Not what I was expecting. It's torn asunder, split. Only a partial piece. Not what I was looking for, but nevertheless, we have learned some things. We have learned that he has been here for a while. The words that run through his head over and over again. Oh, he craves another body, doesn't he? But no. He is not one of the old ones. He is new, but of a coven, yes. We must find the others of this coven. We must find the others, his sisters that he spoke of. Kill them. Send them to me, and we will know more. We shall learn more. I want this coven devoured, and I will grant you so much knowledge. That being said, what is it you want?
You told me that they orphaned me. Who are they?
Another thing that we have learned, the more you bring me, the more you devour, the better I can communicate with you, the stronger our bond. And what was only whispers now, we can talk. This will fade, however. A fresh meal gets digested only once, you understand. But they are the speakers of nature of old. Well, they would like to be thinks of it, of that. They are the shamans, the druids of long time past, and the descendants of such, granted with power the schism that happened between them and the originals. These hags, as it were, consider themselves above reproach, their own domains, impenetrable only to their own magic. They form covens for greater power. Groups work together better in threes. As I said, find his sisters, and we can speak further. But you have done us a great service. You have done yourself a great service. And we will continue to topple the patriarchy, as it were. Or the matriarchy, if it is corrupt. I seek to topple corruption. Parts of government and those that are up high, that give word and rules without a thought of the greater whole. Through little pits and little nicks and 1,000 cuts we shall topple them all. But I digress. What would you like your reward to be as I take care of my children?
My friend, who said that he's gone. Is he dead?
They took him, yes. Gone. That is a more complicated question.
Took him where? I want him back.
This one did not do it themselves. This one knows that he was taken. This one does not know where.
He's still alive?
That I cannot tell you.
But the next one may know where he is.
It is entirely possible.
When we find out where he is, I want him back.
You see a grin spread across her face as she stops pacing back and forth and halts, frozen in space, and her head tilts towards you. Are you willing to make a deal?
What deal?
Well, you want him back? If his soul resides here, I may be able to facilitate that request, but of course the universe demands balance. An eye for an eye, a favor for a favor. My powers are strong, but they have their limits, as does the universe.
See where he is first before I make a deal.
Understandable. Shrewd. I would have not chosen you if you were not anything but. I am open to the idea.
As am I.
Wonderful. Sleep well, my child. We shall speak again when you bring me another. And you slip back as your vision. It's not like you back out of the room. It's like the room just gets shoved into the periphery of the fading vision of it goes so far into the horizon and just you can't see it anymore. And it's like looks like a little box that was just bisected and pushed back as black horizon fills you, and you slip back into consciousness and you sleep and you get a long rest.
That'll work.
And we'll be back after our little break, guys. If you're watching this episodically, please head over to the next episode. We will see you in a little bit.